almost. Okay, and let's go live on Insta. All right, so we are ready to go, guys. Thank you for waiting. Uh, so the craziness of lottery is over. With that, let's begin in the order that I see you all. Uh, Dishant ji, sab dishaon ke ant.
Hey, hi. Hi,
How are
sir.
you?
How are you?
I'm okay. Tell me what's going on.
Hey, actually, last week I had called. Like I was the last one, so I couldn't talk properly. So just wanted to tell my situation.
Ji,
So basically my perm got denied because the lawyer, like what they did is like they submitted the labor or something very late. So it has passed like 180 days. So because of that, they said like it has exceeded the time limit. So that's a violation. So because of that, it got denied. So now they're saying like we'll apply for appeal, and they're already started with the 1 year extension as well. And in the meantime, they're also like collecting the documents so that they can restart the perm. So I'm like not sure like after 1 year like what will be the my status, like what should I do, what is the second option that I should consider?
when is your H1B 6 years expiring?
No, 6 years is already done, so I'm already on the extension phase.
Okay.
So
So
like
hold on, hold on.
yeah,
How did you get the extension? Based upon perm pending one
based
year?
on the perm pending, yeah.
Okay. Well, the good news is that even while the appeal is pending,
Mm-hmm.
you can keep getting H1B extensions. Okay.
Right.
I'm going to leave the final strategy to your lawyers,
Mm-hmm.
but basically this should be manageable and they should be able to file a one H1B extension based upon the appeal. And from there on, they should be able to get H1B extensions based upon the new perm. Okay. So that's how it would work. I don't think you will have a problem if they manage it right.
Okay. So the perm, because if you want to get
So I'm not going
a
to get into all these details with you
details.
because
Okay.
there is a certain methodology law firms follow and all law firms know it.
Okay.
But it's possible to do it and it's possible not to have a gap in your employment.
Okay.
So that's the bottom line. It
Mm-hmm.
appears that your lawyers know that. Galtiyan to anybody can make a mistake. I can
Right.
make a
Right.
mistake.
Yeah.
You can
Mm-hmm.
make a mistake. Anybody can make a mistake, but as long as they are competent, they are handling the fallout from this bad situation, you should be
Mm-hmm.
fine. All right?
Okay. Thanks a lot for that. Yeah.
All the best. All
Yeah.
the
Thank you.
best.
Yeah. Bye.
Yeah, you'll be okay. Don't worry so much.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. Sai Prashant ji, go ahead, Sai Prashant.
Namaskar, Rajiv. Thank you so much for doing this session.
Of course.
We spoke earlier, so just to recap, it's a small question. Got
Mhm.
laid off on H1B, but within the 60-day period, found an offer and also filed the B2 B2 status, change of status, I-539.
Mhm.
And so today, the 60-day ended on 15th March, this Sunday, and I counted it from the day after I got terminated.
Good.
So to be on the safe side. So today the company immigration lawyers said like they're filing the H1B, which is like after the 4 or 5 days, but the B2 is still pending.
Okay.
That's fine, right?
So I'm a little confused. You got laid off. Within 60 days, you filed an H1B.
No, no, no. Within 60 days, I got the offer, but they were taking some time to
Okay.
get
So,
to,
so,
yeah.
so hold on. Now, instead of filing your H1B transfer within 60 days, they are filing it outside the 60 days and you have a B2 pending.
Correct. B2 was filed within the 60 days.
Yeah, the problem is, unless the B2 is approved, listen to the past several community conference calls. We have discussed this pretty much every time. And because of the AI, you can actually locate the exact discussion and the timestamp for the discussion. Bottom
Okay.
line is, chances are, unless B2 is approved, H1B cannot be approved.
Okay.
All right.
So if for whatever reason, like, can I also choose to go back to India in the next few weeks? Also,
Yeah,
is
but
that?
then the problem, is it okay to call you uh, Prashant or Sai,
Yeah,
or is
yeah.
it Sai
That
Prashant
I
always?
either is fine.
What do your friends call you?
I go by Sai.
Okay. Yeah, I have a nephew, his name is also Sai. So, okay, so Sai, the problem is if you go to India and then you want to come back on H1B with another employer, you have to bring in a sack full of cash.
Right. But this is assuming I'm ready to wait in India for a year and all, because anyway, I have
हाँ तो
some personal commitments there.
एक ईयर में हो सकता है ट्रम्प गुजर जाए या वो 100,000 गुजर जाए तो yeah, that is
Okay.
always a possibility.
Okay.
Last week, state of California has also filed a lawsuit against the 100,000.
Okay. So
So,
is it possible to like premium process the H1 now?
sure, absolutely. That is the smart move anyway.
Smart move. Okay.
Ji.
So, but there's no like constraint on me waiting for a few more weeks in the country, right? Given the B2 is
Actually,
pending.
if you file H1B non-premium, उसका अपना फायदा because then hopefully your B2 is approved, but we are getting a lot of RFEs on B2s. Okay.
Okay, because one more thing I wish to add on the B2, I wrote that I have an offer from the company.
That's good.
I'm,
That's good.
I'm not using B2 for the job search, and I gave the company letter, offer letter with the date and my signature on it, and I said
Right.
that in the cover letter that if for any reason none of this materializes, I'm ready to depart the United States at the earliest.
Yeah, so I think it's difficult to predict the outcome. There
Uh-huh.
may even be a lawsuit filed against the government because they are misapplying the laws. But let's see what happens. Bottom line is, if the B2 is not approved, H1B cannot be approved within the United States. All right?
Okay, so but my intent was very clear in filing the B2 in the
No,
sense I.
that's
Yeah.
fine. Sai, that's
Okay.
not the issue. I'm on your side. I'm with you on intent, but that's not the only thing that matters.
Okay.
Ultimately, is the gun is in the hand of a monkey.
Right.
Okay.
But there's no issue in waiting for a couple of more weeks, right?
No, as long as your H1B is pending, your B2 is pending. Fine.
Okay. Okay, sounds good. So today I'm going to meet with the company's lawyer and we're going to discuss the
Okay.
transfer, like how to do it and all that. So I just wanted to clarify
Yeah.
this.
No, well, we'll see how it works out. All right.
Yep. All right. Thank you so much, Rajiv ji.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
All right. Bye bye.
Yeah.
Sia ji, go ahead, please.
Hello, Rajiv ji. Thank you for organizing these sessions.
Ji.
I have two questions.
Mhm.
First one, can H1B extension of status be filed more than a year ahead of expiry?
Not more than 6 months ahead.
Okay, okay. And so if an H4 and EAD are filed together with an H1B premium processing extension, will all three applications be processed quickly?
Nobody knows. That's called bundling. It was subject to a particular compromise reached in a lawsuit called the Idakuni lawsuit. And that Idakuni settlement, which said we'll bundle everything together, I think it expired January this year.
Oh,
So, it could it happen? Sure. Does it have to happen? No, because the agreement to do so has expired. Okay.
Okay, and is it not even allowed to file H1B before these 6 months of period?
Um,
H1B extension.
well, that's an interesting question. If you file, let's say, 9 months ahead of time, government has two choices, either, well, or maybe three choices. They can reject the application as being too early, which
Mhm.
is unlikely, or they can give you extension only till the time which you have legally left on your case, um, which is maybe if it's a year and a half, they won't go beyond that, because 6 months is all they can deal with 6 months ahead of time. Okay. And the third option is they could send you an RFE saying clarify how much time you want. So
Okay.
rejection, abbreviated approval, and RFE. All right.
Okay. Okay. Thank you
All
so
the
much.
best, Siaji. Take care. Bye. Trisha ji, go ahead.
Hi, Rajiv ji. Thank you for organizing these sessions. I have three questions.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm on H1B, and my
Ji,
husband is also on H1B with an
ठीक है,
I-140 approved. He has his I-140 approved.
ठीक है.
Um, he was planning on applying for my H4 and EAD, the H4 EAD at the same time.
जी
तो उनका अप्रूवल टाइमलाइन सेम होता है?
नहीं. um, what I'm hearing is that H4 is coming first and
हम्म.
EAD is getting delayed.
अच्छा.
Acha. But that's empirical. I mean, government's own published data. If you Google USCIS processing times and
हम्म.
you look at Form I-539 processing time,
हम्म.
you'll get some idea. But they are even even the published processing time say 80% of the cases get approved within this time. So what about the other 20%?
हम्म.
So times are very uncertain. You can't you can't set your clock by the time
हम्म.
because इनका कुछ पता नहीं, कुछ 6 महीने में अप्रूव होता है कि 9 महीने में अप्रूव होता है.
अच्छा, तो H4 का क्या टाइमलाइन है अप्रूवल होने का आजकल का?
वो सेम आंसर 80% आर अप्रूव्ड विद इन
अच्छा.
4 5 months. बट वो आपका बाकी 20% है पता
गॉड नोस, एंड EAD उससे और ज्यादा टाइम लगेगा?
नहीं. Well, we hope not, but yeah, that's how it is so far.
ओके, तो देन अगर H4 अप्रूव हो जाता है तब तो आई कैन नॉट वर्क, राइट?
जी, अगर आपका H1 अप्रूव हो जाता है यू कैन नॉट वर्क.
तो देन आई वुड हैव टू क्विट माई जॉब बिफोर माई EAD अराइव्स.
जी
ओके, ठीक है.
ठीक है.
um and then if we apply for my H4 and H4 EAD,
Mhm.
my employer would have to be notified about this change of status, right?
Which employer? Your employer or husband's employer?
My employer.
No. Um, you just quit. I mean, that's what you'll have to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And you would recommend that H4 and H4 EAD are applied at the same time?
नहीं, bundling करके देख लीजिए एक बार. I mean, I am getting reports. Somebody told me, a lawyer last week or week before last was saying they bundled H4, H4 EAD, H1B premium processed, and they were able to get a approval of everything at the same time.
Okay, that's good.
तो हाँ, कोई भगवान भगवान को मक्खन वक्खन मारो, शायद हो जाए, क्या पता.
ठीक है, तो थोड़ा बंडलिंग करके आप रेकमेंड करेंगे?
इट्स सर्टनली, आई मीन, अगर ट्राई नहीं किया तो फिर तो डेफिनेटली नहीं होगा ना.
या
ट्राई
या
करके एटलीस्ट देयर सम चांस इट माइट वर्क
ऑल राइट, ठीक है. एनी अदर कॉम्प्लिकेशंस दैट वी शुड नो अबाउट?
आउट. आप ऐसी एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन में हैं कि ओवरनाइट दे कैन क्रिएट कॉम्प्लिकेशंस. तो
अच्छा.
जन आस्क ईरान.
Oh my God. Let's not go there.
बेचारे
Okay.
घर में बैठे हैं, उन पे बम गिर रहे हैं, तो पता नहीं. इट्स जस्ट very difficult to predict what these guys are going to do. And hopefully things will, as November draws closer, midterm elections draw closer, there'll be hopefully a little less craziness.
Right. Okay. Thank you so much. And I know that you sit in Alexandria. I work in McLean.
नहीं, मैं आर्लिंगटन में हूँ.
अच्छा, आप आर्लिंगटन में? हाँ.
Alexandria तो मैं खाना खाने भी नहीं जाता.
अच्छा, ओके.
Too
ओके.
crazy out there. Arlington is calm and quiet, my kind of place. By the way, average age of an Arlingtonian is 22, so I fit right in.
Oh, wow. Wonderful.
So,
Age is in the heart.
oh, you got. That's what we keep telling ourselves. When you start telling yourself that, you know how old you are.
Yep.
Chalo,
Okay. Thank you so much. Have a
you're
good day.
welcome. All the best. Ji. Take care.
Thank you.
Kajal ji, go ahead.
Hi, Rajiv ji. Thank you.
Ji.
Uh, so this is my husband's situation. I've talked to you before. You'll probably remember. So on H1 he got laid off April 2025.
Ji.
मई में हमने B2 अप्लाई किया.
Ji.
फिर the 6 months में since he couldn't get a job, we went for F1 PhD.
Ji.
फिर B2 का भी RFE आया था, सॉरी B1 का भी बी सॉरी B1 B2 का RFE
Take
आया
your
था which
time.
we addressed.
Ji.
And then F1 premium का भी RFE आया which we again addressed. Then January 23rd को we got a B2 denial saying RFE was not addressed, but we did respond to that. फिर F1 का नॉइड आया saying that given updated I-20 and a reason why your B1 B2 was denied. And if you have applied for a reappeal, then give us the proof. Uh, So the lawyer थोड़ा उन्होंने बहुत ज़्यादा डिले किया, तो वो जो I-290B होता है वो भी हमने लास्ट डे पे अप्लाई किया, एंड नॉइड का और ये 33 days to re-appeal was at the same time. So we responded Noid with updated I-20 and a letter, a personal statement from us, and कुछ तो ये matter of Chawate document.
Well, matter of Chwate simply says that burden of proof is more likely than not. It's just it's a technical thing that says you don't have to prove your case to a ridiculous extent of dependability, as long as the evidence shows 51% likelihood. That's all you need to prove.
ओके, इट्स उन्होंने लॉयर ने किया था, तो मैंने आपको बताया, मुझे अभी
Uh,
भी समझ में नहीं आपने जो समझ में नहीं
no,
आया आपने जो
basically,
बोला
this is
जी.
okay. So,
I mean, nahi, that's okay actually. So my concern is he got a denial on F1 right now, 3 days ago,
acha.
saying that you failed to give us the proof that B1 B2 Q deny hua, and we consider that 6 months as unauthorized stay. So when you applied for COS F1, you were not on status.
No, unauthorized stay. You are not in status. You are in
Yes.
an authorized period of stay.
Yeah.
Acha.
सो क्योंकि ये जो B2 का रीअपील का रिसिप्ट था वो बाद में आया आफ्टर वी सबमिटेड द नॉइड रेस्पॉन्स.
Mhm.
सो व्हाट यू सजेस्ट राइट नाउ, शुड ही जस्ट गिव अप एंड गो बैक टू
देखिए,
इंडिया?
I am not quite sure exactly what happened, but I'm assuming
हम्म.
that the government they didn't take the time to just punch a couple of buttons on their own computer system to see if you had another application pending. Okay.
जी, B2 रीअपील का 800 कट हो गया है, सो लाइक आई
Acha.
गेस द प्रोसेस हैज
So you
स्टार्टेड.
filed a motion to reopen.
द B2, yes.
Acha. ठीक है. So yeah, at least they could still not have given you F1, but they could have kept the F1 in abeyance. Although they don't do that. Can you refile the F1 if you win the B2? Sure. But if you cannot win the B2, filing an F1 within USA is not possible. आपको जाना
ओके
पड़ेगा. ठीक है.
जी, तो अभी कैन ही जस्ट स्टे हियर, ये रीअपील F1 का भी
No,
रीअपील डाल के?
that's unlawful presence because एक बार केस डिनाई हो गया ना, तो
हाँ.
motion to reopen does not give you legal right to stay in the United States.
ओके.
By the way, guys, these are the last two people I'm admitting, and then we are not admitting any more people. We already have 62 people here, one more joining, so 62 total. So we won't have time for everyone then. Okay, Kajal ji. So I don't think staying here and tempting the fates is a good idea.
Okay. Even until we get a decision of B2, he should just go back better.
I think so. But again, you already have lawyers working with you. Uh, when you have given your case to somebody, at least you should get their input about what they think. This is what I think.
They don't respond at all. मैंने ये तक बोला कि F1 deny हो गया, we just want to know if we should stay here or not.
Hmm.
They literally don't respond. RFE का जो last date होता था, उस दिन जाके he used to respond and take the documents and send everything.
Well, that
So
can
it's
happen.
been bit difficult with
Yeah,
them.
अब मेरे हिसाब से तो जाना चाहिए. I don't think you should stay.
Okay.
All right.
जी, ठीक है. Okay. Thank
All
you.
the best, Kajal ji.
Thank you.
Anish ji, go ahead, please. Anish,
Hello, Rajiv ji. Hi.
कैसे हो भाई?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Oh, life is the peaches.
Yeah, I mean, we spoke to each other like some time ago, like on a one-on-one call, and I just wanted to reach out to you once again, like about the same concern that I have had.
अच्छा, आप
So,
झगड़ा करने के लिए फोन तो नहीं कर रहे ना मेरे साथ?
नहीं नहीं
I
नहीं
just
नहीं,
want to make
absolutely not.
sure. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. No. It's just like, we had discussed this that my B2 is pending right now. It's into its 4.5 month stage
जी.
since we applied. And I think, as I said, like I lost my job some time ago. So I've been looking at possible avenues to kind of stay in the country for quite some time. So I've been applying to colleges, universities for MBA, master's program, as well as PhD. So I'm like all over the place right now. So I did receive an offer from Tufts University, a formal offer. And then there's a possibility that I might get an MBA offer as well very soon, a formal offer from them.
See,
So my
Anishi, the problem you're going to have is this. And this is everybody who's here, and since we are not admitting any, यार एक बंदा बेचारा वेट कर रहा है, चलो कर लेते हैं admit. Okay. What happens is just a couple of principles you need to remember. The most important one is there is a difference between being in status and waiting to get into status. Okay.
okay.
So when you have applied for, let's say you went from H1B to B2, you applied for B2. While your H1B 60-day grace period has expired, and the only legal reason you are staying here is because your B2 is pending, you are not in status, you are waiting for status.
Ji.
First principle. Second principle is if you want to change status, you have to be in status. Okay. So what
Okay.
does that mean? So my B2 is pending. H1B 60 days are over. I am waiting for status. If I apply for F1, I will get an RFE saying, prove to me that when you applied or by the time we decide your case, you are in status. And you can't prove it because you're waiting for status.
Ji.
Okay. So that is where you're going to have a problem, Anishi.
But then, like on the USCIS's website, the page which has been archived right now, वहाँ पे तो they have like clearly said that we do accept a situation where you're already on a B2 pending, and like we can accept a change of status. So how is that law being applied, or is it not applied at all right now? And
Well,
like, is it like
that is first of all not a law, that's just a policy.
that's the
And
policy?
and they have archived it saying that we are archiving this page because the information is outdated. Okay. So my first answer to that is that means it is not illegal. It is just outdated. Okay.
Okay.
Number two, and says some of it may be useful. So which part is useful? And number three, you don't tell us what is the replacement policy. It is like removing the first floor of the building and saying, we don't know what is happening with the other two. Okay.
Okay.
So this is the typical Trump misadministration, but that's how it is.
So you're saying at this moment, if I want to get into an F1, like, as a student, like doing an MBA or a master's, like or a PhD, in either cases, it will be very hard for us to file an application, considering the fact that I am already on a B2 pending status, correct?
Yeah, it's to be more precise, anything can be filed. You won't get an approval easily.
Okay, so in an RFE situation, can we can we put together a case? Is there a possibility
No,
that
it's very unlikely, although government has the discretion to excuse delays and excuse being in vacuum. They don't usually exercise it in our favor.
Okay, so most likely case would be like since the B2 timeline for me is April 29, I will have to go back to India before that. There's just no other
That's
way.
what I would say. Don't waste money on further filings or even getting lawyers and all. We can't do much for you in that stage. Okay.
Okay.
All the
Okay.
best.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Take care. Bye bye.
Okay. Bye.
Praveen's iPhone. Praveen कहाँ है भाई?
Yeah. Hi, Rajiv ji. Thank you for
Namaste.
conducting this session. We spoke last week also. So my case is like my H1B for change of status is still in RFE. It's been like a 65 days. We submitted the RFE
Okay.
and my project is ending by end of the March.
Mhm.
So, and I got new project under the same employer TCS in California.
Mhm.
So what are my things like to do like my
So
H1 haven't got approved and
hold on. Your H1B extension was pending?
no,
Transfer?
no, no. My starting H1B like a change of status from F1 to H1.
Okay. Um, hmm. And your project is now already over, or it's about to get over?
It's about to get over. Like it's last date is 31st March, and I'm
Okay.
forcing my
So,
employer to
so
go
you
for premium.
tell your employer to premium process your H1B.
Okay, and they're like not listening to that. If not that, like how can I secure my petition safe or
You
like a
cannot. It's the employer's petition.
okay.
You cannot do anything except try to convince the employer to take care of this.
Okay. And if I get like if I get approval before 31st March, do I need to like be under this project for any particular period of time, or can I file a new LCA and go to California for my
You
new
can
project?
file immediately an amendment, I think. I don't think that
Okay.
should be an issue.
Okay. So I need to force my employer to go for premium.
That's what I would do if I were you.
Yeah. So
All right.
thank you, Rajuji.
All the best you.
Thank you. जी.
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਕਰਨ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਹਾਲ ਚਾਲ ਹੈ?
ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਜੀ। ਥੈਂਕਸ ਫॉर ਆਰਗੇਨਾਈਜ਼ਿੰਗ।
ਦੱਸੋ ਕੀ ਬਣ ਰਿਹਾ?
ਜੀ ਜੀ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ 6 ਫੈਬ ਨੂੰ ਅਸੀਂ B2 ਪੇਪਰ ਫਾਈਲ ਕੀਤਾ ਸੀ
ਠੀਕ ਹੈ
ਐਂਡ ਔਨ 24th ਸਾਡਾ H1B ਐਕਸਪਾਇਰ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਸੀ
ਠੀਕ
ਤੇ
ਹੈ
ਵੀ ਹੈਵ ਸਟਿਲ ਨਾਟ ਗੋਟਨ ਦ ਰਿਸਿਪਟ
ਠੀਕ ਹੈ
of the documents that we sent to the box and
ਹਾਂਜੀ
we wrote them on the email ID like lockbox sport
ਠੀਕ
DHS something
ਠੀਕ
and have not gotten any reply from them
ਠੀਕ ਠੀਕ
and I'm not sure what to do. This is first
ਤੁਹਾਡਾ
question and
ਕਰਨ ਯੂ ਹੈਵ ਦ ਪ੍ਰੂਫ ਆਫ ਡਿਲੀਵਰੀ ਰਾਈਟ ਕਿ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ?
FedEx the tracking number hai ji, that's it.
ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕਰਕੇ ਨਾ ਫੈਡੈਕਸ ਨੂੰ ਫੋਨ ਕਰਕੇ ਤੇ
Okay,
ਡਿਲੀਵਰੀ ਕਨਫਰਮ ਕਰ ਲਓ।
okay ji, online ਤਾਂ show ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ ਜੀ, ਮੈਂ
ਅੱਛਾ
confirm ਵੀ ਕਰ
ਡਿਲੀਵਰੀ
ਲਾਂਗਾ।
ਉਹਦਾ ਸਕਰੀਨਸ਼ਾਟ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਰੱਖ ਲਵੋ।
ਹਾਂਜੀ
ਐਂਡ ਦ ਸੈਕੰਡ ਥਿੰਗ ਯੂ ਨੀਡ ਟੂ ਡੂ ਇਜ਼ ਕਿ ਬੈਂਕ ਨਾਲ ਫੋਲੋ ਥਰੂ ਕਰ ਲਵੋ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਡੀਆਂ ਪੇਮੈਂਟਸ ਵਗੈਰਾ ਕਲੀਅਰ ਹੋ ਗਈਆਂ ਕਿ ਨਹੀਂ।
ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਈ ਜੀ, ਉਹ ਵੀ ਚੈੱਕ ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ ਮੈਂ online।
ਅੱਛਾ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਡਿਲੇ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਪਰ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਡਿਲੇ। ਇਫ ਯੂ ਹੈਵ had the papers delivered, the only thing you can then do is to follow through with a call to the USCIS customer service. They'll
Okay,
let you know if they are getting delayed in issuing receipts.
okay,
ਠੀਕ ਆ?
okay ਜੀ ਜੀ
All
ਜੀ
the best.
ਜੀ ਜੀ ਸੈਕੰਡ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਸੀਗਾ ਇੱਕ, ਉਹ ਸੀਗਾ ਜੀ ਸਾਡੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਡੇਟ ਹੈ ਆਪਾਂ EB1 ਦੀ ਉਹ
ਹਾਂਜੀ
ਡੇਟ ਕਰੰਟ ਹੋ ਗਈ ਹੈ ਜੀ
ਤੇ
ਐਂਡ
ਗੱਲ ਸੁਣੋ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ H1 ਕਦੋਂ ਐਕਸਪਾਇਰ ਹੋਇਆ? ਫੈਬ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਐਕਸਪਾਇਰ ਹੋਇਆ ਨਾ?
24th ਫੈਬ ਨੂੰ ਹੋਇਆ ਜੀ।
ਤੇ
ਤਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ
you can file adjustment of status right away as soon as the ਅਗਲੇ ਮੰਥ ਹੋਇਆ ਨਾ ਅਪ੍ਰੈਲ ਚ ਕਲੀਅਰ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਕਰੰਟ ਹੋਇਆ?
ਮੇਰਾ ਫੈਬ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੀ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਸੀਗਾ, ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ
ਨਹੀਂ
ਦੱਸਿਆ ਸੀ ਮੇਰੀ RFE ਆਈ ਸੀ ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਉਹਦੇ ਤੇ ਕੰਮ ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ। ਅਟਾਰਨੀ ਕਹਿ ਰਿਹਾ ਵੀ ਹੋ ਜਾਏਗੀ, ਕੁਝ ਮਾਈਨਰ ਹੀ ਹੈ, ਹੋ ਜਾਏਗੀ ਕਹਿ ਰਿਹਾ। ਤਾਂ
Acha,
ਹੋਪਫੁਲੀ
because you can file the 485 even while there is an RFE. Only danger is if the case is denied, then your money is wasted.
ਹੋਲਡ ਔਨ ਜੀ, ਹੋਲਡ ਔਨ। EB1 ਦੀ ਅਗਰ RFE ਆਈ ਹੋਏ
ਹਾਂਜੀ
then I can file।
ਦੇਖੋ ਨਾ I-140 ਤੁਹਾਡਾ pending ਹੈ, right? It's under RFE and your dates became current. You can file 485 even while the RFE is going on, even
Okay,
when the I-140 is pending.
okay, okay
And even though you are not in status,
ਜੀ
you are protected by INA section 245K as in kite, which
ਹਾਂਜੀ
says,
ਤੂੰ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਸੀ, ਯੈਸ
Hanji,
ਯੈਸ।
which says you can be up to 180 days out of status. We will still take your 485. I see some advantage, but I don't know the strength of your case. If the case is good and the lawyers are comfortable with it, I would ask them, should I spend the money? Because it's a lot of money to file for the whole family.
ਯਾ
ਠੀਕ ਆ? ਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰ ਲਓ, but that is an option.
ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਤਾਂ ਇਹੀ ਕਿਹਾ ਜੀ ਵੀ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ B2 ਤੇ ਡਿਸੀਜਨ ਆ ਜਾਏ ਤਾਂ ਹੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਪ੍ਰੋਸੀਡ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਜੀ।
ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕਹੋ section 245K ਪੜ੍ਹ ਲਓ please, for God's sake. It's good to read things every now and then. You are allowed to file because you are still within 180 days. There is no need for your B2 to be approved. That is utter nonsense.
So it means when the application is with them, 539 is with them, I can still file 485.
Yes, sir,
It's a-
because you are filing taking advantage of 245K.
Okay, okay.
All right?
Okay, मैं पूछ लेना है जी। Otherwise, can I self file 485 at this stage?
Bilkul, you can. Why not? But you see, here is what I don't like.
Uh-huh.
If your lawyers are competent,
Mhm.
and right now it appears either they are not competent or they are not paying attention. Okay?
Mm.
If your lawyers are competent, you should rely upon their advice instead of looking for advice elsewhere. They do know your case inside out. I merely heard what you said. But if they don't understand how 245K protects you, we have a problem. That's a very basic provision.
Okay, ji.
All the best. Ji.
Thank you so much. Thank
You're
you so
welcome.
much.
You're welcome. Amanji, go ahead.
Hi Rajiv, this is Aman.
Ji.
I'm based in Canada actually, so my situation, not my situation, I would say my case may be a little different, maybe unique in a way.
Tell me you're in Brampton, Canada. Everybody I know lives in Brampton.
No, I'm based in Calgary.
Acha.
तो क्या हुआ पीछे, I was traveling, so I'm a naturalized Canadian citizen right now, and I have a consulting and an advisory firm here in incorporated in Alberta. So I was traveling for a client meeting last month to the US, and I was denied entry to the States.
They said you are coming to work here and that's not allowed.
Yeah, but I was coming for a client meeting, and then
That's what they said.
Yes, that's what they said कि अच्छा तुम्हें work visa चाहिए, they were prejudiced, नहीं तुम काम करोगे, तुम ये तो consulting करोगे and all that stuff.
Right.
So what should be the future implication, because nothing was given to me as such.
No,
I was just
I don't think this is a major. They didn't ask you to sign any papers, did they?
no. I was just escorted out through the Canadian immigration and back to my home. I took the overage back home.
From what I can tell, it does not appear to be a formal exclusion, which would land you with a 5-year bar and having to get a waiver.
Right.
This is a simple denial. I would just say next time take better paperwork.
Okay.
Show even maybe a letter from the client you're meeting why they are
I
coming.
did show the letter. I did give them the agreement copy as well, my consulting agreement copy. I gave them the letter. They took a copy of that and they gave me a copy. Acha, tum jao office. I think that, and I've had, for context, I've had O1 visas. I've had an L1 visa in the past. Never, but I didn't end up using it because of different story, different reasons. But should I be concerned about maybe next time I'm
No,
traveling for conference?
I would want to try to come to the US just for a visit.
Okay.
As a test case, I
Okay.
personally don't think you're going to have a problem.
Okay.
So even if you come to Niagara Falls, US side,
Okay.
who does that? But in any case, if you do,
Yeah.
and see how they treat you at the border, if there is something adverse on your record, you will know. I don't think there is.
Should I file a FOIA? Because a lawyer, a past lawyer of mine,
उसमें time बहुत लगता है.
Okay.
It's just too time extensive. So
Okay.
I would just go ahead and try it out, see what
Okay.
happens. ठीक है?
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
All
Thanks.
the best. Ji.
Bye.
Take care.
Thank you so
Bye.
much. Bye.
Sameet, go ahead.
Hi, this is actually his friend speaking on his behalf. He had to go for an office meeting.
क्या आप लोग क्या नाम आप मिला के चलते हैं? Sammy and समेत चक्कर क्या
Just
है?
because उसके behalf पे पूछ रही हूँ, I just added as Sammy. हाँ.
I
So
see.
he has a chronic illness. So and currently the work that he's doing is not very good, and especially the work environment that he is in is a little toxic. So he wants to find a different job, but considering his illness and the work pressure and the environment that he's in, he's finding it hard to like take some time off and look for a different job. So he was thinking, would it be possible for him to shift to B1, B2 while who's looking for a job search, and then move back to his H1 because just so that he gets some time to search. Because it's getting a little hard for him to do the job search considering his illness. So, is there any way out?
Okay. Well, a couple of things you can look at. One is if the environment is toxic without being illegally toxic, there's not much you can do from that angle. But if there is something like discrimination, harassment, then the proper complaints can be filed. And based upon those complaints, he can request the government to give him B1, B2 while he looks for another position. Okay. Difficulty is government is time and time coming back and saying you can't look for a job on B2. I have a couple of RFE responses pending right now. I think I will win because they're completely out of line. Okay. Um, so, but filing for a B1, see B2, you can do medical treatment under B2. And B1, I would say that you can even look for a job as long as you don't start it. So typically, if I were to apply for a visa, I would apply for B1, B2 because one part of it is medical treatment and the other part of it is looking for a job. So in your letter, cover letter, make it clear why you're applying. No matter what you do, I don't want to call you Sammy. What is your name, ma'am?
Samiksha.
So it is Sammy. Knowledge. अच्छा. तो इसमें समीक्षा जी, the thing is, if you tell the truth, there is always a possibility you could still end up losing out. But this is the way I look at it. This is personal, not legal. If the environment is, you're already struggling with health, and then on top of that, you've got schmucks around you, wouldn't your mental health be more important than, I don't know, H1B?
Yeah, but he says that he struggled a lot to get this and has to take care of the family and all of that, and the usual typical Indian reasons for why people come here.
Unfortunately. Yeah. But the thing is, if he's not well himself, how is he going to take care of his family? So I don't know. I personally, the way I look at it, he should take the time off, take a chance that he'll be able to get a B1, B2, and then change back to H1B. But his case will be the strongest if there is any legal proceeding, like a complaint or something filed against the employer.
Oh, okay. Okay. But it's more like not exactly discrimination, but more of micromanagement. Like even if he goes for a doctor's appointment, they want him to submit all the details of his doctor's appointment.
There may be something under medical leave laws of the country or the state. Usme dekho, you can maybe even have a quick consultation with somebody who does those kind of laws. Because the employer, when there is a disability, the employer has to make reasonable accommodations. Okay, and asking for all kinds of weird documentation may not be, it may be against the law. तो वो देख लो आप, ठीक है?
हाँ, ठीक है.
All the best.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
B as in boy.
Hey, hi Rajiv ji. Thank you for organizing this call. This is regarding my DOL complaint, Rajiv ji.
वो आपका भी काफी लंबा चल रहा है ये तो.
Yeah. Okay. As I mentioned earlier, I received a letter stating
Yeah, I
that.
know you were going to write to the supervisor
Yes,
and all. Yeah,
yes.
so
I have written the complaint to the email to the supervisor,
जी.
and they suggested and they confirmed me that the letter what they have sent, it is not the determination letter. And they have emailed the determination letter which is stating like I have the right to appeal the findings to the chief administrative law judge
Yeah.
on the determination, and parallelly they also send me the letter what they have sent to the employer, and they also have the right to
Sure,
made
they
and
can appeal.
receive.
They can
Yes,
appeal to
yes.
administrative law judge.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
But they have mentioned for in that letter there is like a deadline for their appeal. It is like 15 calendar days. For
ठीक
me, there is no deadline mentioned.
ठीक है.
That is one of the point I have to raise. So,
Yeah, I don't remember off the top of my head, but I think there's a deadline for everyone.
okay, okay. So, how can I go ahead and appeal in this
Now
situation?
you will need a lawyer unless you are confident that you can read the law, read the procedures, because there's a handbook that contains all the procedures.
Okay.
But you may want to hire a lawyer, but it's going to involve substantial amount of investment. Speak with a couple of lawyers, see how you feel. I'm not sure it's worth it.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, and one more question. So, could you please confirm whether I should submit the required documents in the portal to in order to initiate the process for receiving the amount vote to me? Like,
Definitely. Why not? I mean, again, but talk to the lawyers because you have a little bit less time.
okay,
Luckily, today is the last day of lottery, so we are getting a little bit more free. Talk to a couple of lawyers locally where you are and see
okay.
what they suggest. But if you're getting nothing, at least get whatever money is coming to you. Okay.
Okay, can I go ahead and initiate the document now itself, or can I
No,
wait
no.
for?
Talk to a couple of lawyers before because by taking the money, you might be confining yourself from any further proceedings.
Okay,
All
okay.
right.
Can we have like one-on-one session if
No,
you?
I have zero time until next week, late next week.
Oh, okay,
All
okay,
right.
Rajesh.
All
Thank
the
you.
best to you. All right. Bye. Pranavji, go ahead.
Namaste, Rajivji. A couple of weeks ago we met. So here is my situation. So I got laid off in on December 31st, 2025,
Ji.
and my EB2 India AOS is pending for 170 plus days at this point right now.
ठीक है.
And my new employer, the one who came in after the layoff, they filed my H1B visa transfer to their firm in non-premium, approximately 50 days after, within the 60 days grace period.
ठीक है.
So right now, this employer is also willing to file the 485J as well after 181 days is completed.
Good.
And my priority date is current and the bulletin for the last 1 year.
ठीक है.
So as of now, I am not yet employed. Visa transfer is filed only, and I'm waiting to complete the 180 days period total and then join the job. So is it legal for me to wait until the H1B visa transfer is successful, is approved,
Yeah,
or
it is. It
green
is
card, whichever
legal.
comes through first?
It is legal for you to do that. You have an EAD already or no?
I did receive an EAD very recently, but I don't wish to use because I have a
Okay.
CSPA kid.
Okay. Oh yeah, of course. And also, your your transfer was filed within 60-day grace period, right?
Yes, that's right.
Okay. So you have the option to start working if you want now, because if an H1B is filed within the 60-day grace period, you can start working with the receipt.
But being 180 days being pending clause and other things, I just
I
want to
don't
wait.
think that's a problem, but again, if you want to be unnecessarily cautious, you can, because this has been tested, at least in one federal court. We had a case in, I think it was, I forget, it's not somewhere, one of the Midwestern states, could be, I think Illinois, I don't remember exactly. But our guy left the employer before 180 days were over and joined another employer. So when he went for his interview, they called him for an interview. They said, "We are denying the 485 because you changed employers before 180 days." And I wrote back to them saying, "No, that's nonsense. That's not the law. The law is the I-485 remained pending for 180 days. I-140 was approved. I-485 remained pending for 180 days. It does not require me to stay with that employer." Okay. In fact, I could have left that employer the day after my 485 was filed. And if it stayed pending for 180 days, I'm entitled to my green card. They said no, case was taken to federal court, government settled and said, no, we are wrong, you're right. Okay. So in my view, you are okay, but if you want to wait 180 days, that's fine.
Got it. So just to confirm, it is also legal for me to wait from this point onwards
Oh,
until the
absolutely.
H1B visa is successfully
तो आपको
approved.
आपको आईपीएल देखना है तो वैसे बोल दो, तो क्या है ऐसा, I understand.
जी, जी समझ गया. Thank you.
Watch cricket all day. Good times.
No studying for certifications
अच्छा
actually.
अच्छा okay.
I hate cricket actually. Being an Indian, I
अच्छा
say this. So I really don't like cricket.
अरे अरे better go under cover. यहाँ पे लोग आपकी पिटाई कर देंगे. All the best.
Thank you, Ji. Namaste.
Namaste, sir. Rabab ji, what's going on?
Hi, sir. So actually, I got laid off a day ago on H1B,
Ji.
and as an alternate option, I was looking to apply for F1 visa, but in Masters in Science, with an AI degree. So is it a good idea to do that right now?
So the problem, Rabab ji, is that they are USCIS is asking for many, many details if you convert
Mm-hmm.
to F1, especially from the H1B scenario. Okay. I had a
Okay.
consultation this morning with somebody who really needed to convert to F1. And I thought she had a case. I'll tell you why. She
Mm.
entered the United States after having finished her bachelor's degree. Okay.
Okay.
And for the past X number of years, she has been steadily getting higher and higher in the QA area
Mm.
till the time she became the chief of the QA section. Okay. Then she got laid off, and today we spoke, and I said getting to F1 is very difficult. But here is what is good about your case: you don't have multiple masters. You came to USA
Mm.
after a bachelor's, and your area of in talking to her, I confirmed my opinion that AI is going to take away a lot of entry level or lower level QA jobs. But
Mm-hmm.
people who are at the top of the pyramid will never lose their jobs.
Mm.
You still need human in the loop. You can't just have AI doing everything, especially where enterprise level software, etc., is involved, or medical software is involved, or defense software is involved. So
Mm.
I said, if you wanted to go back to school to enhance your career in the AI world, it makes all kinds of sense if you get decision sciences.
Okay.
uh,
But the thing is that it will be my double masters
That's
because.
why I said that yours is not a good case because it has
Mm.
all these negative indicators.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you had a real case for a PhD, for example. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I think people who have been in the US too long and just switching back from H1B to F1 because of CPT and all, they're coming under the gun. That's what I'm
Okay.
saying. All right.
All right. So like I should not go for it or
That's your
instead
conclusion
apply.
to draw. I've told you what the facts are.
Okay. All
Okay.
right.
All
Mm-hmm.
the best.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Varunji, go ahead.
Hello, sir. We already met like 3 weeks ago. I had a session with you. I'll just brief on my situation.
All right.
Uh, so, I got my H1 picked in the second lottery while I was in STEM OPT, second lottery of 2024 while I was in STEM OPT, and it approved through consular process, approved on Jan 13th, 2025, but did not activate it. I'm still on STEM OPT in USA by that time, and my STEM OPT got
So
expired
one
on Jan.
second. Which fiscal year? I think we looked at that, right? Which fiscal
Yeah.
year? You were 25, 26 fiscal year, right? Not 26, 27. Last year.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah. I
Just
remember.
to get your, yeah. At that time, after that, when I'm okay, after that, I filed my H1 through other employer to activate it,
Hanji.
and got an RFE. And I had a session with you, and you suggested to enroll into a CPT college is the best option, and enrolling into a new H1 is the best option after everything,
Yeah.
after the RF and everything. Yeah, I did all those, and right now I'm in enrolled into a master's
Yeah,
in
because
data science.
your service was still active. It could be just
Yes,
rolled over
sir.
into CPT.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. So now the thing is, I also entered into new H1 lottery. I got like a couple of doubts regarding that.
Right.
So just by entering into the new lottery, will my H1, the previous H1 will get revoked, or after the
No,
lottery?
I don't believe so.
Mhm.
This is a situation that has not been well documented. So
Okay.
we really don't know what happens.
Mhm.
But we do know that if you apply for a lottery in the subsequent year, not in
Mhm.
the same year, that should not be illegal.
Okay. Okay. Same here. Okay. Just in case, hypothetically, after I applied to this lottery also, my previous H1, after responding to the RFE, it got approved. So what will be the situation, And this
Okay.
lot in this
Yeah,
for this
then
lottery it got picked as well.
you will ditch that lottery, the new lottery, because you don't need it.
Oh, oh, I can just pick which one to go on with. I do have that option,
That
right?
I would have to review the regulations
Hmm.
before I can answer that question.
Okay.
Offhand, why would you need an H1B again when you already have an H1B? So,
Oh, okay, okay.
all right.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, sir. Just out of that confusion, and
Yeah.
yeah, that's the two things I just wanted to know.
Very good.
What?
All the best.
Mm, yeah.
All right, sir. Bye
Yes,
bye.
sir. Thank you. Yep. Bye
Yeah,
bye.
Chris, go ahead. Chris DC.
Hi, Rajiv. How's it going?
Oh, life
Um,
is the beach. Just tell me what's going on.
yeah, so I'm the Irish guy who spoke to you last week
Our
about
European Punjabi friend. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
so yeah, I'm on H1B, perm for EB3 just completed, pre premium processing I-140 applied on March 11th. Last week, my question was about whether I should apply for EB2 and start a new 2-year perm process. This week, due to the new visa bulletin, my question is more about how best to take advantage of the situation. My priority date is August 2024. Final action date for EB3 is just 2 months behind that at June 2024. And crucially,
how about dates for filing, Chris? Are you
filing is current. So for
So here is
EB3.
what I would do.
Okay.
First of all, I would file the 485.
Okay. So that would be as soon as, I guess I can do that basically as soon as April starts and as soon as my.
You have all of April to file it.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I would file the 485. There are a couple of reasons for that. The most important reason is when your 485 has been pending 180 days, you can change jobs to a same or similar job. And by the way, you can even change jobs with the same employer. So let's say right now you are a system administrator. Okay.
Yeah.
But your work is so outstanding. They say, you know what, we need a CTO, and your knowledge of our infrastructure is amazing. We are going to promote you to CTO. And you could say, wait a minute, my green card was filed, PERM was filed as a system administrator. I can't take a promotion, I would lose my green card. And then the answer is if your I-485 has been pending 180 days, that's not a problem. Because you can do portability with the same employer to a totally different job. It's same or similar, but it's a promoted position.
Gotcha. Okay. And okay, that sounds good. And basically, it's reasonable for me to ask my HR and legal to start I-485. I guess, is there anything I should be doing to prepare? The legal team tend to be very slow to respond.
Okay,
So
well, you can hire your own lawyers. All right, that's not an issue. If you're willing to spend a few extra $1,000, you can go to another lawyer and just say, you know what, you guys do it. And I'm sure the employer would be only too glad to get you off their hands. And if they are not, frankly, any lawyer who takes an adjustment of status case, they have to file within the time that they have. Other than that, it's legal malpractice if they don't file it on time.
Got you. And just to check, you say in theory I could use another lawyer to do it. They can actually file. An external lawyer can file for I-485.
Absolutely. So what has happened is, up until the I-140 approval, you were bound to this employer's whims and fancies because PERM is their application, I-140 is their application, I-485 is your application.
I see. Okay.
All you need is a letter, employment letter, saying that here is the job offer for you, and a copy of the I-140 approval notice, and you can file your 485 yourself.
Got it. I presume typically the employer pays the lawyer to do it, but that
depends upon the employer. So it's not necessary. A lot of employers will say, okay, 485 is your responsibility. Here on, you are the boss.
Got it. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much, Rajiv.
You're welcome. All the best.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
By the way, how was March 17th?
Yes, very good. I enjoyed it a lot. Thank you.
No pub crawls, huh?
No, too busy working, but thank you, Rajiv.
All right, take care.
Bye-bye.
Pragati ji, go ahead, please.
Hello, Rajiv ji. I had a conversation with you over the last week's call as well.
लगता तो नहीं कि आप झगड़ा करने वाली हैं, लेकिन मेरे को हमेशा डर लगता है when somebody says आपके साथ बात हुई है, I feel like, oh, he's come back to fight with me.
I'm really polite, as you can see from my voice also.
Me too. I have the same problem. That's why I'm a very, very bad lawyer. I'm too polite. That's my problem. हाँ जी प्रगति जी, क्या प्रगति हुई आपके केस में?
So, sir, एक change है, which is last time when I had the conversation with you, I was planning to travel to Ireland. Last time.
Chris can guide you. Chris was here.
तो लास्ट टाइम से अभी ड्यूरेशन कम किया है
Now, wait
Earlier,
a
I
minute.
was,
Aren't you? I remember you. You are the lady who likes to travel a lot.
yes.
आप बहुत घूमते हो हाँ मुझे याद आ रहा है okay then what happened
So yeah, pehle when I was planning to come back, I would have only left with just 2 months left in my EAD. But this
अच्छा
time I'm planning to shorten the trip.
पर
So
आपका OPT चल रहा है ना
yes, so
okay
can I give you a quick review on
हाँ
that?
quick हाँ बता दो एक बार मेरे को
Okay, okay. So I do have telework approval from my employer, wherein they say that yes, we approve of her remote work outside the country.
right
Second thing is I have the travel signature request from my DSO.
right
The change is I am planning to shorten my trip from 1 month to maybe just 2 weeks now, which
okay
includes 1 week of like PTO and
okay
another week of remote work.
ठीक है
Then I have passport which is valid until 2029. My
हम्म,
F1 visa is valid until 16th of August 2026, which is
ठीक
4 months from when I'll be back,
you should
and
be
three
okay
months left in my EAD until July 8.
yeah but this is your first year of OPT right
No, this is my STEM OPT, and
last year
yes, last year.
okay
And
have they
I
applied for your lottery
So I have my DS 2019 because I'll be transitioning to J1 from July
oh
9. So I
अच्छा
have that DS 2019 with me, and change of
हम्म,
status I'll file with the premium processing when I come back.
ठीक है
So the doubt was leaving is not a problem, working remotely is not a problem, but entering safely is the problem. So I just wanted to seek your opinion on this thing now that I'm trying to
which
shorten my.
port are you coming from where
So
which जी
my pre-clearance will be in Dublin only.
Dublin should be okay. I'm hearing a lot of bad things about Saudi Arabia. Not Saudi, Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi, yes, yes, right. I've traveled like last time when I went to India, actually, that was US pre-clearance from Abu Dhabi. They did ask a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah, they
last
have
time.
some training issues, but I think Dublin so far I haven't heard anything
Okay.
outrageous.
So last year also Dublin was good, and before also like in 2024 also Dublin was good for me.
Yeah. So yeah,
Uh,
hopefully I think you'll be fine.
Okay, okay. Because last time when we had this conversation, you like I was not planning on telling about DS 2019 and all that, and you said
अच्छा,
Satyamev Jayate. Like I should
wow.
definitely not lie and do
Yeah.
anything like that. But do you think if they ask me that, okay, fine, you have DS 2019, but
But
you
what
don't,
kind of J1 do you have? Is it like a research scholar? What kind of
yes,
J1?
research scholar.
Yeah, मुझे लगता है I have ESPN man. So I knew it. Research scholar type के लग रहे हो आप मेरे को. Um,
So yeah,
नहीं
I'm in
नहीं देखो
cancer
ना
research
see
actually.
normally ना research scholar वाला J1 मुझे इतना bother नहीं करता because it's a natural transition from F1
Mm-hmm.
to J1.
Yeah.
There could be others that could be problematic, but this is not really. Yeah, I think you'll be fine. And if it comes up, don't try to hide it. Just be upfront about it.
Okay, okay. And do you think like shortening the trip is helping instead of
I
like,
think so.
okay,
I
okay.
think so. ठीक है?
All right. But there is a slim risk involved always,
Oh, so
so
there is in immigration law and life there is no zero risk option.
okay, okay.
ठीक है?
I think thank you. Yeah, I'm all set. Thank you so much.
You're welcome जी.
Yeah.
Manju ji, newcomer, go ahead.
हाय राजीव जी कैसे हो आप
अरे मजा ही मजा है. अमेरिका लगी हुई है.
Very nice. So I'm another H1B to B2 candidate,
हम्म,
unfortunately. And 40 days pending है अभी B2 authorized stay में.
हम्म,
And I have two employers who are willing to sponsor H1.
हम्म.
But like listening to your suggestions, I'm thinking if I should even go ahead with H1 or wait for the B2 to process and hope that USCIS doesn't take any action on it for a while.
It's such a
Uh,
difficult call, Manju ji. Oh, it's such a difficult call because of a couple of reasons. एक reason तो ये है, a part of me feels that you should file it, see what happens, H1, and also because um, there are some active lawsuits against the $100,000. So um, by the time, if there is a problem and you have to go out, maybe the 100,000 will be stayed. I don't know if it's going to happen. But the difference between not filing H1B and filing H1B is simply a matter of money. Okay, so let me explain to you what I mean. Let's say I am the employer, I filed your H1B. They denied my H1B saying, Are B2 is not approved.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And let's say 3 months later, B2 got approved. I can file H1B again.
Yeah.
समझे ना? तो ना फाइल करने में तो I'm not even taking a chance. But there could be employers who say, look, Manju, we like you, but not that much that we're going to spend, thousands of dollars on you. So that's an employer's call. Um,
No.
my opinion, I would file the H1, take my chances.
Yeah, that makes sense. I was asking more about like my call. Like, should I even go ahead with the job offer and have them file it, or
तो
you know?
ultimately तो employer का ही decision है ना. You don't decide your H1B. I mean,
No, I
that's
mean I can like not take the offer.
so that means you are going back to India.
So that's what I was wondering. Like, if I continue on B2 and ये 40 days खत्म हो जाता है, and maybe they won't action on it, and then extend B2 because I've been getting some medical treatment as well. So mentioning that reason. Um, so, what if like the B2 just stays pending for several months, and then later on the H1B 100K fee goes away, and then the change of status will be smoother.
No, see, I think you are daisy chaining a lot of disparate things that don't belong together. So first of all, getting medical treatment is important. Do the B2 extension. Okay. Having an H1B or not having an H1B is secondary then. Now, next thing is, if the employer is fully aware of the facts and they are willing to file the H1B, why not?
Yeah, the risk is getting both denied, right? That's what I'm hearing from you. The
हाँ तो वो
both
डिनाई देखिए ना, अगर नहीं फाइल किया तो तभी तो डिनाई हो गया अपने आप में.
नहीं fail किया तो I'm thinking the advantage is USCIS won't even look at my B2 for a long time, and
Well, that is also true. Because if that is your key concern, core concern, then wait and see what happens. Don't file H1Bs. If the core concern is to get the medical treatment underway and get done as much of it as possible, then of course you don't want to poke the sleeping bear. Let it be. B2 चलने दो. अगर if B2 is not decided by the time it's coming to a close, file an extension.
file an extension mentioning the treatment, right?
Yeah, mentioning the treatment while the first one is still pending.
हाँ, तो like I guess the risk with that is yeah, if they take an action, then that.
रिस्क के बगैर तो कोई ऑप्शन है ही नहीं मंजू जी.
हाँ, तो उसमें अगर B2 में if they look at it and send an RFE, can I still file an H1 at that point?
Well, you can, but will you get an approval? That's questionable. देखो, ultimately, whether there's an RFE, no RFE, still pending, ultimately your conversion to H1B is predicate upon approval of the B2, not the pending B2, whether it's under RFE or not. So RFE
Yeah,
is a non-entity as far as we are concerned.
yeah.
Okay.
What if I ask the employer to file it in regular? Will that give me
Yeah, you can. You can. It gives you more breathing room. That's for sure.
तो वो authorized stay H1B में मिल जाएगा?
No, you won't get authorized stay because when you filed H1B, you were already in authorized stay. You were not in status.
Uh-huh.
So
तो
no, it doesn't have that benefit. It doesn't get you permission to stay. Only time you get permission to stay is if you file the H1B within the 60-day grace period.
Okay.
Once you're outside that, you are not getting extension of authorized stay.
So what if in these 40 days, I ask the employer to file the H1 as regular, and then that stays pending for like 6 months?
Yeah, but I just answered that question. You asked me the same question, I answered that question. When you are outside the 60-day grace period, filing an H1B does not give you permission to stay in the US unless the B2 is approved. The
Right, right.
reason you are able to stay is because you have a timely filed B2.
Mm-hmm.
Manjuji,
Right.
I'm going to have to go. We have spent a lot of time, a lot of people waiting. So
Okay.
30 seconds, last question, no more.
Thank you.
Okay. You can ask me a last question. I'll answer that for you.
Oh, sorry. I was just curious that उस case में regular H1 में, will I still have to have a B2, like another B2 extension? Again, in the hopes that ये premium processing नहीं है, तो USCIS won't look at, the applications and deny.
I don't know if I can predict that. So hard to say. All right. All the best, ji.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Sanika ji, go ahead. Sanika.
Hi, Rajiv ji.
Hello.
Thank you for the session.
Mhm.
So my question is regarding my STEM OPT.
Mhm.
My initial OPT ended on 29th September 2025, and since then I am on automatic 180 days extension. I had filed for my STEM OPT on 16th September.
Mhm.
So after 2 months, I got an RFE because of e-verify name and number mismatch, because my company is enrolled in e-verify like in different names. So they gave me all the letter and everything, my HR explaining and everything, and
Do they have a doing business as name, DBA?
yeah, actually, that's what I put in the I-765 form,
Okay.
but the e-verify name was different.
Okay.
So they gave me everything, letter and everything, and I submitted the RFA response in the December month. And so after that, I didn't receive any update or anything. So I applied for premium processing on February 10th.
Mhm.
So now it's like 30 business, like it's almost 28 business days have passed, and but there is no update on my case. And also my 180-day grace period, like that automatic extension, will end in a week. So
Well,
I'm,
you can still stay in the United States. You just
yeah,
can't work.
yeah.
And if you're having trouble with the premium processing, you can have your lawyers or you yourself can contact the premium processing people.
Yeah, I tried they have like number of the, but no one like really picks up. Yesterday I called them, and like fortunately they picked up, and so they assigned a tier 2 officer. I also submitted an inquiry.
Okay, ma'am, you're gonna have to shorten this up. So where are we right now?
Like 28 days have passed of like
No, but
premium.
what did the tier two officers say? Are they still?
No,
Are you
no, they
still waiting
haven't.
for them?
Yeah, I'm waiting for them.
Did they
So
say
I'm
72 hours?
No, like it's been like 2 days only.
So they usually say that we'll call you back in 72 hours, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. How much? Which is 3 days. Again,
yeah.
try calling them again if they don't call you in 3 days.
Okay.
All right. All the
Uh,
best.
but like, what are the options like if they don't
No
give
other
my
options.
decision
No,
180
no,
days?
no other options. You can try to contact the local congressman's office, get them involved. But really, I'm not sure they can do much for a pending EAD. All right.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
All the best. Ji.
Thank
Ravi
you.
ji, go ahead. Ravi.
Hi Rajiv ji.
Hello.
I have a question. So the thing is like I got laid off on H1B, and I still had my F1 valid. So I got a new I-20 and civils activated. I re-entered US and started doing my PhD.
Mhm.
And so after like 2 months, when I started finding for job, I was not able to get any employer who was willing to sponsor for H1B. And I got an employer who's just ready to take up with me on the CPT. So I started working on CPT from the third month of my PhD. So this is my PhD from after my master's.
Mhm.
So in this situation, if I find a new employer who's ready to sponsor for my H1B for the previous counted H1B, what
Mhm.
are the chances that my H1B will get approved since I've started using the CPT? Will there be any issues?
I think it could still be approved, but I would hate for you to just quit your PhD. I think you can reduce it to part-time, because if you go on to H1B, you
Hmm.
can still continue with your PhD part-time.
Okay. Okay, but does it get a problem like since I started working immediately after third month after getting into the PhD, since it
I don't
has
know
a
how
day one
USS,
CPT?
I don't know how they're going to look at it. But it's not like you can change the past. So what is the point of thinking about it? But if going
Okay.
forward, it's clear that you want to finish your PhD also, I think your chances are good.
Okay, okay, thank you. And other thing is like I want to bring my family. They have a B1 B2. Is it possible for now, if I can bring them on a B1 B2 and like after 390 days I can switch it to F2
The problem is
within COS?
if they enter the United States with the intention to change into F2, I think that
Mm-hmm.
could be considered to be a fraudulent entry. If if they are asked at the airport, why are you coming, and they say we are going to convert to F2, and the government still lets them come in, that should be okay. But they probably won't let them come in. And if you don't declare it, then it can be considered to be fraudulent. So it's okay for your family to come and leave on B2, but
Okay,
converting to F2 is a little risky.
okay. So it gets if it gets denied, if I try to convert, will the
Well,
B1 B2 also go off?
the problem is, yeah, the B1 B2 could be in trouble. The problem is if there is a fraud finding,
Mm-hmm.
that's a permanent bar from coming back to the US. That's a big problem.
Oh, okay, okay.
All right.
That's fine. Thank you.
All the
Thanks,
best.
Raj.
All right. Bye bye. Namanji, go ahead. Naman
Hello,
Kulshreshtha.
Rajiv ji. Good
Yes.
afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Uh, so I'm a master's student who is graduating this summer,
Hmm.
and my CPT is done. So the point is, I have a conference which I have to attend in Australia this coming May,
Okay.
and I'm applying for OPT just this week,
Okay.
and I will do the premium. Hopefully, that should be done in 1.5 months.
Your visa is
But
not expired yet, the F1 visa?
no, sir. So that's the question. The visa is expiring on 26th of July, sir.
Okay.
So so I have an internship on 26th of May, and I'm hopefully be able to do that internship if everything is there. But the point is, should I go and take that conference? Is it safe to do that?
Namanji,
Because
when is the conference?
so that's in 26. It's in May,
May. So, and your visa
19th
is
May.
good till July.
Yes, sir.
And your internship is also starting in May.
Yes, sir. So my internship is on 26th, and my conference is ending on 21st. So that's how it is.
So when you leave, you would not already have some proof of getting paid under the OPT, etc. You'll Yeah. See, there are here is what my experience has been, and it could be lopsided because everybody who comes back, they tell me we had no issues. Okay.
Okay.
I don't hear from people, and maybe there are not too many problems. So you can ask around, see if other students have had any issues. But it looks to me like yesterday somebody wrote to me. She said, I landed and they just looked at my I-20, said, welcome back. I said,
What?
Abhi, how do I report this to people? There's nothing to say. I'm happy for you, but there's nothing to report. Thank you for telling me. But, you know, so most people who are writing to me are saying they're having no issues. So I don't know. It's difficult to say, sir.
Okay, it's just my call. Then I have to just swing it if I have to go.
Yeah, it depends on how badly you want to go see the land under.
Okay, thank you, sir.
You're welcome, sir. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Mohitji, go ahead. Mohit? Mohit?
Yes, sorry,
Yes.
sir. I
No
was trying
problem.
to unmute.
Well done.
Thank you very much, Rajiv ji.
Mhm,
So this is especially asking for two of my closest cousins.
mhm,
He's not with the same employer, but his date
mhm.
is almost current next
Okay.
month.
Mhm.
So can the previous employer still file the 485, or would there be any questions from USA
Can
and you?
they, can they, yes, should they, no. Okay. See, the problem is when you have left the employer through whom you had processed the green card up to a certain level, is there not a disruption in the intention to continue working with that employer, or for that employer to continue to employ you. Unless there is a very good reason for leaving them, a neutral reason, I think this is a dangerous situation and people should avoid it.
Okay.
All right. Because interruption in the continuity of intention to join and to give the job leads to interruption of green card, which cannot be repaired by going back and joining, unless it can be clearly shown that the leaving and the joining, that time was supposed to be temporary.
Okay.
All right.
So that for any reason, if they file and then that 485 got denied for any reason,
Yeah.
would he lose the I-140 and priority date,
Yeah,
or would
that is another gray area. I haven't spent a lot of time researching it, but I remember reading a long time back somewhere that if a green card is extinguished, then the priority date also goes away. Okay.
so they don't have opportunity to
There could be. I
question?
mean, I haven't researched it, but I suspect that's how it might be.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you. The second question was about the other cousin, was about they filed for H1B extension. It has been more than 5 to 6 months now.
Mhm.
So if they complete the 270 days, is he supposed to go
You
away?
mean 240 days?
240 days, yes.
Mhm.
He's supposed
Yeah,
to go out of the country.
they can still stay in the United States. They just can't work. They can premium their H1B. That might be an option.
Okay. So if they go out of the country, would it be considered as consular
Yeah,
processing?
it's going to be consular processing most likely. I don't know the case, but I think that's what it would be.
Okay.
All
Thank you,
right.
sir. Thank you very
All the
much.
best, Ji. Take care. RNG, go ahead, Aryan.
हाय सर।
Hello, sir.
सर मैंने अपना इनिशियल F1 OPT EAD अप्लाई किया था दिसंबर में एंड इट्स बिन मोर देन 3 months. I still have no update about it. I graduated in December itself. एंड सर द माय क्वेश्चन इज थोड़ा सा प्रिकॉशनरी और क्यूरियस कि सर आपने FNU आर्यन है मेरा नाम, लीगल नाम, आपने FNU के केसेस देखे हैं सर, फर्स्ट नेम
Yeah,
अननोन जो हो
we see them all the time. Yeah, it's
यस
very
सर।
common.
सो
Very common.
इट्स दैट केस, सो इस उसके कारण से कुछ डिले हो रहा है ऐसा लग रहा है सर?
No, I don't think so.
ओके
Even
एंड
the government is very used to these cases.
ओके ओके एंड सर वाइल अप्लाइंग ऐसा हुआ था कि पता नहीं सर्वर में कुछ इशू था या क्या, मैं जब डॉक्यूमेंट्स अपलोड कर रहा था उसके बाद जब लास्ट में अपलोडेड डॉक्यूमेंट्स देखे मैंने तो टोटल 42 डॉक्यूमेंट्स हो गए, मतलब मेरी फाइल में जो आप अभी मैं पोर्टल पे देखता हूँ।
Mhm.
सही मतलब जब मैं अपलोड कर रहा था तो वो शायद कैच नहीं हुए और जब लास्ट में फाइल सबमिट हुई तो वो सारे डॉक्यूमेंट्स चले गए।
I think that's not gonna be. It's not gonna be held up against you. I mean, you
ओके
submitted same documents more than once. That's okay.
Yeah, one more problem, or I don't know if it's a problem, was that while uploading the I-20s, I did not sign them, but as soon as I realized, I uploaded them in unsolicited evidence,
Mhm.
the signed ones. So I should be
Yeah,
good, right, with that?
I think that should be okay, sir.
Okay, so then I should just wait.
Yep.
Okay,
Wait.
thank you.
You're welcome. Satish ji, go ahead. Satish.
Hi, hi Rajivjit.
Hello,
Thank you
sir.
for organizing this.
Mhm.
Yeah, I previously also asked this question, but
Mhm.
it's just this is based on my wife's I-94. So we checked with the CBB. I mean, just to give you the case, right? So our extension is approved in December, and then my wife traveled to India in January, and then she came back on February 1st. But the I-94 we got is till April.
This is an
Um,
H4.
Yes, this is an H4.
Mhm. Okay.
But we had an extension starting from April 15th to 2026 to 2029. So the I-94, the latest I-94 my wife got is till April 14th, 2026.
Mhm.
There some lawyers were saying like, so since it is in a future date, you don't have to worry about. But some are saying like, no, you have to travel, but which is confusing, sir.
Okay,
I'm not sure exactly.
hold on one second. What is the most recently issued I-94?
That is when she came back from India.
That's the one that is expiring in April.
Yes.
But she has another I-94 that starts in April, correct?
Yes, that started April 15th. So when I checked with
So,
CBP officer,
yeah,
he said you don't have to worry, it will be automatically kick in on 15th.
yeah, that is what I heard also. Okay.
Okay.
It would be nice if you could get something in writing from the CBP. Okay. How do you do that? There are email addresses that they have. You can check and just send them a copy of both I-94s, and they will respond, because I have somebody else who sent me a CBP response, which said the same thing which you are telling me, exactly the same case. And the officer said, "What is the problem? You have another I-94 that kicks in later. So you're fine."
So he said me like this. However, at the bottom of your I-97 form, there is a valid I-94
Mhm.
that will kick in April 15, 2026. So there
No,
is
if
nothing.
you have something in writing, Satishji, you should be okay, because this is not really covered by any regulation. This is a matter of policy and practice.
Okay. But the people are like so much different information is getting like us. And then for us, it's
Well,
only 1 month.
so
So,
for peace of mind, let's look at the options. What options do
okay.
you have? If you travel to Mexico and Canada, I'm hearing they are not extending I-94s.
Oh, okay.
But if you travel to Costa Rica, one country over, and come back, you're fine. They'll extend the I-94. That's one option.
Okay.
So if you want to go chill out in the beautiful Costa Rica for a day or two, why don't you do that? Give you more peace of mind.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So that's the only option now. Okay.
That's the only option for peace of mind. All
but
right.
we can. I mean, so we can just take this, and then when there is a next extension, we can use this, or
I think so.
do- so we need to get a concrete email saying that no, we
Well, you
will.
have an email already from the CBP, right? Which says,
Yes.
I think you're okay, sir.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you so much. Thank you
All
so
the
much.
best. You're welcome. Navisha ji, go ahead, please.
Hello, sir. Yeah, hi. So I am an F1 student and graduated back in December 25. And back in September 2025, I had applied for a pre-completion OPT uh, with premium processing, and it never got approved. So finally, in December, I had to withdraw it to apply for my post-completion OPT,
Okay.
again via premium. And on 27th Jan, I heard back from them regarding an RFE for the photo only biometric, which is a recent update. And since then, it's been 60 days, almost 2 months now that I haven't gotten an appointment for the biometric. So now that I've like spent money twice on the premium processing, I just wanted to know what my options are, or if I can expedite the process in any way. I've tried reaching out to them via calls and emails,
Well,
but I keep getting, yeah.
see the pop-up from Ayush says just email them.
Okay.
They do
So is
respond.
there?
Yeah, they do respond. It's not like they don't respond.
Yeah, and they do respond with the response that being that you have to wait for another 30 days. And I've had the same employer wait for me for the part-time opportunity before graduating and now. So I'm in kind of a situation where I've lost credibility probably with
Well,
them
you
because,
can also try contacting the local congressman's office, see if they can
okay.
intervene for you.
Okay. And another question I had is since my grace period is over, it was Feb 18th, last date. Will the start date be March, and will I have the OPT for the whole year, or will it still end on Feb 18 next year?
I think it'll still end on Feb, but it will kick in from the date they approve.
Okay.
You can check with
Okay.
the DSO what their process is.
All right. Okay. And just one thing, do you think that I should use like legal consultation and reach out to USCIS via lawyers, or should I just?
Nothing lawyers can do for you. Don't waste your money.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Sure.
All the best.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. Ramji, go ahead. Ram.
Hey, hi Rajivji.
Hello, sir.
I wanted to clarify the situation regarding I'm currently on H1 extension and that H1 transfer process and with my new employer under the normal process. And my wife is currently in India on H4 visa, and she is planning a visit to US in May and may return back to India sometime between July and September. Could you please advise on the best time to file the extension for both of us that would remain in the safe and compliant status?
Well, you have an H1B transfer pending.
Yes.
It's a transfer with extension or without extension?
A transfer. This is my first H1B period.
So you have applied for 3 years, 1 year, 2 years? How many years have you applied for?
So this is expiring in September 2026, and I have like a possibility of extension also.
You said you had a transfer pending, did you not?
Yes, transfer. It is like in the normal process. It is
So my
still
question to
going to
you
take.
is, have you asked for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years? How much time have you asked for in the extension?
3 years.
3 years. When is your wife entering?
July.
Okay. Now remember one thing. She's going to go back, right?
Yes.
She can just get an H4 visa and come back. She does not need an extension. Okay.
So does we need to attend an interview?
No, wait. There's a difference between H1B and H4.
Okay.
For H1B, you first need a USCIS extension.
Okay.
For H4, you don't need that. All she needs is your H1B approval, and she can take it in and go get her visa stamping, which she'll have to do anyway when she comes next time if her H4 is about to expire.
Okay.
Okay, so H1 extension, sure. H4, not needed.
So is it like the Dropbox?
No, you are confusing visa and extension.
Oh, okay.
Extension is given by USCIS, visa is given by the consulate.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Rajiv.
All the best. Vian, go ahead, please. Vianji. Vian.
Thank you, Rajiv, sir.
Hello, sir.
So I'm in the final year of my STEM OPT. Actually, it's expiring in July, and I have applied for H1B through different employer.
Okay.
So if it gets approved like that, because since this is final year and STEM OPT is ending in July, so that gap extension, will I be getting that gap extension, or like how will it work?
Okay, hold on one second. You're on OPT, STEM OPT?
Right.
When does that expire?
Mid of July.
Okay. So you are entitled to extension, gap extension. And the fact that H1B is for some other employer and the current job is for some other employer should not stop your gap extension. You can double check with the DSO, but in my view, you should be entitled to your gap extension.
And this is done at TSO level, or we need to contact the USCIS?
No, it's actually automatic. You don't even have to do anything. It's given to you automatically. But if you want evidence of it, the school will issue you a gap I-20.
Okay. And I can continue the job after the mid of July till the time
I don't see why.
Till 1st of October?
I don't see why not.
Oh, okay. Okay, sir. Thanks a lot. I
You're
really
welcome.
appreciate.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Arushi ji, go ahead. Arushi.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ji.
Sir,
My company has just kicked off my green card process.
Okay.
They have asked for my previous letters from my previous employers. My question is, my current kind of role and industry, I'm not a developer, just as a FYI, is quite different than kind of the work that I did in India and also the job that I did before this one. I've only had 2 full-time jobs before this. So I'm just having, I mean, I would just love your guidance to understand like the purpose of those letters, because the jobs don't necessarily flow from one to the other, it's not
Okay.
a fast kind of.
So let me give you an example. I have a law degree and a degree in biology. Let's say I did 6, 7, 8 years as a scientist, as a biologist in India. Came to the US and started a practice in immigration law. If somebody were to file a PERM application, green card, and they said, we want to get your experience as a biologist, I would say that has zero relevance, like you are saying. Okay, what is the relevance to a job as a lawyer? If I were a patent lawyer, okay, or if you were saying that we do a lot of EB1As for biologists, we want somebody with a degree in biology, I can understand that. But for a normal lawyer, having a degree and experience in biology has zero relevance. So the answer is your instinct is correct. Unless there is some relevance, it is absolutely unnecessary to get past experience letters.
All right. So I mean, from what I understand, the purpose of those letters is to both verify that I was employed at those companies, but then to also look at the job descriptions.
Same answer. Zero relevance for PERM.
Okay. So you're saying that's not a required part of my application?
Not at all.
Oh, I was not aware of that.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. I will speak to the
Yeah,
lawyers.
just say what is the relevance? Because if I have to put myself out to try to get these letters from ancient India,
Yeah.
I want to know what the relevance is.
I mean, the good news is my employers, I mean, I'm in very friendly terms with them. So getting the letters is not an issue, but it doesn't really make a coherent story. You know what I mean? In terms of.
You can just ask them, but if you get too much friction, just get the letters. What the hell?
Yeah, I'll get the letter. I wasn't sure if it would harm more than help, because
No,
what
it
I'm
should
doing
neither
now
harm
is
nor
not what I was doing in India.
it should neither harm nor help. My guess is you are probably represented by a big law firm who have bureaucratic procedures without any sense.
Yes.
I can diagnose the uh, irrationality from the size of the law firm.
You're right.
All the best.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Ayush Dipen Kumar Kansara. बड़ा लंबा चौड़ा नाम है आयुष जी.
Sorry, I just did not shorten it the whole name.
आयुष जी, आपका तो नाम लेते लेते आयु खत्म हो जाती है. बोलिए.
हाँ, तो मेरा एक क्वेश्चन था. So I graduated in December 2025. I got my OPT approved, like the approval notice.
जी.
Then USPS lost my EAD card. Now it's been 25 days, and I applied for a replacement option for lost EAD. Now, my question is, can I start working on the basis of replacement EAD receipt and approval letter?
Yeah, that's called the receipt rule. Actually, you can Google it.
Okay.
EAD replacement receipt rule. That rule says that if you have filed for a replacement, you can work for up to 90 days with that receipt.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, and that is fine, right? That's not illegal or something.
No, it's perfectly legal.
Okay.
Right.
And one more question, like, can I expedite the process? Like, I did file for replacement with premium processing. Now, can I still expedite that process or no? Like,
No, there is no premium processing of replacements as far as I know. You can check with the premium processing center or premium processing office, but I don't think there is any right to a premium process of a replacement.
okay, because they accepted my case and I can see a receipt. Did not get any receipt in my mailbox, but in the receipt section, I can see that your case was accepted as premium processing. So I'm not sure,
Yeah,
but
that's
I
good.
did because
That's good because that's totally a matter of courtesy. So the idea is, if the first case was done premium and we've lost the EAD, then courtesy says you should also do the replacement premium. Do they have to do it? No. Are they doing it as a courtesy? Great. Let's take it.
Okay, that's it. But okay, I can still work for 90 days and yeah, okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Makes sense.
All
That
the
was my
best.
only question.
All
Okay,
the best.
thank you.
You're welcome, sir. Niroop ji, go ahead. Niroop.
Rajiv sir, very good morning, sir. Thank you so much for taking this call and
ये
helping all
दो
of us.
निरूप क्यों हैं? एक with you है, एक with double O है.
Actually, मेरा कंप्यूटर में वो ऑडियो सही नहीं था, so that's why I
अच्छा, so
joined through my
both
phone.
of
So
them are you.
both of them are me, sir.
अरे वाकई में निरूप हैं आप तो. अच्छा.
So basically, Rajiv sir, I'll give you a quick background of my case. I was on H1B grace period. It ended in November first week. I applied for B2 1 week before that with a receipt. Okay.
ठीक है.
So
ठीक
I
है.
applied for H1B 1 month after with a new employer. And we got multiple RFEs on H1B, and B2 also got an RFE telling me that my reason was inconsistent and they denied my B2. So on my H1B RFE, I got the third RFE asking me to pay the $100,000 fee because I did not maintain that status because of the B2 denial.
Sure.
So my question for you is, can I get that $100,000 fee waived off that I timely filed the H1B with pending B2, or like
Yeah, but
basically?
that's not timely, na? Because if the B2 was approved, it would be timely. If it was denied, it's not timely, unless the H1B was filed within 60-day grace period.
No, sir. It was not filed
So
on
no,
60-day grace
there
period,
is
sir.
no such argument for you, Nirupji. Sorry.
Okay, so can I go back? Second question is, can I go back to India, file a fresh new F1 stamping and come back? Is that possible, sir?
Can you come back on F1? Is that what you're asking me?
Yes.
That's totally up to the consulate. If you can, power to you.
Okay.
Then if you convert to H1B, you will not be subject to 100,000.
The reason why I ask is because my H1 RFE, I can probably talk to my lawyers to get a strong argument and ask for discretion and forgiveness. Is that a possibility that we can argue with that, sir?
Almost zero.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. All the best.
Thank you.
Daisy Rising Honey. Daisy. Okay. Hari ji, go ahead.
Thanks, Rajuji. I just gave my situation overview. So I got my first H1 in 2023. At the time I'm in India, I'm not in US. I didn't came to US to study also. So completely I was in India at that time. So 2023 I got my first H1B. And I got the stamping from my full-time company itself only. And later, my full-time company was acquired by some other company. So they didn't send me on the or H1B. So I transferred it to another consultancy here. And I came on 2025. I mean, so the transfer was done in 2025. I came in 2025 to US. And after 6 months, I came. My wife and my kid came to the US. So at the port of entry, I got the I-94, which is matching to the approval notice of the new transfer. But whereas my wife and kid got I-94 till their visa stamping, okay. And I tried to reach. I went to CBB office to correct it, but they are not ready to update it. So what are the options I have right now to update my?
Just email their office and
No,
explain.
I did that also, Rajuji, but they didn't responded so far. Even yesterday, I
Then
went to CB office.
there are only two options left.
Okay.
One is apply for their H4 extension using Form I-539.
Okay.
And because I think you can put both of them on one form, so that
Okay.
only costs you one fees. The other option would be to go outside USA, beyond Canada or Mexico, and come back. But that's going to be more expensive than applying
Yeah,
for an extension.
right. Yeah.
Okay. So apply for an extension.
So I mean, the extension which you were telling is I-539, right?
I-539. Yes, sir.
Okay. So both are in one application.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's wonderful. Thanks,
All
Rajesh,
the
for the
best.
information.
You're welcome, Ji.
Yeah.
Daisy Rai Singhani. Hari ji, I just spoke with you, right? Hari?
Yes, Rajesh, that's what. I mean,
Okay. Yeah,
that's
let
not
me
an
put
issue.
your hand down then. Please put your hand
Sure,
down.
sure, yeah.
Okay. Abhi Kumar,
Yeah, hi, Cher. Good afternoon.
good
And
afternoon.
my wife came in H4 in 2025, and she remains here almost a year. And then and I filed my extension in 2025, and
What extension? You are on H1 or
H1B.
B2?
Yeah, I'm on H1B. Yeah, yeah.
So
Sorry, sorry to
she came on a student visa.
No, she came on H4.
Acha, she also came. Acha, sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
Continue.
So I got it I get married in 2024 December. So I
Acha,
just bring her in H4 in 2025 Jan.
ठीक है.
So we stayed she stayed till 2025 December, and prior to this news came in for the visa rescheduling and all those no new appointments. Like she flew on first week of December. And now, and I filed her change of status. That means her H4 extension and my H1B extension.
ठीक.
Then I did premium in Fab, and it got approved for me and for her as well. But by that time it got approved in Fab, but she left in December, so that is fine, right? But
Yeah,
now we are looking for new. So I'm in the US, but she is in India, right? So she needs new stamping, right, for on
right.
H4 to come back, right?
Sure. Yes, she does.
Yeah. So my question is, since there is no new date and there is nothing coming in India right now, so is it fine just to apply B1, B2 and just to mention them? I know it may be rejected or
No,
maybe get approved.
बिल्कुल. If you tell the truth that she just wants to go and visit Abhi Kumar,
Hmm.
um, and she'll come back, and she actually does that, B1, B2 is
Hmm.
fine.
So and if it gets rejected, sir, so there is no impact on my ongoing parallelly H4, right? Whenever I get time, get date, so that will be not an issue, right? Let's say if I
I
have
don't
B1,
think
B2
so.
got reason. Yeah.
I don't
Okay.
think that should be an issue.
Okay, so I can opt that option, right? Maybe she can
Yes, sir.
mention he had some health issues, so I have to take
Yes.
care and come back. Okay, okay. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you,
You're
appreciate it.
welcome. All the best, Ji. Let's see. Daisy, are you back? All right. Ab, ab,
Yes,
ab,
sir, that's me. It's Abdeli.
पहले एक सेकंड आबिद अली
Patanwala.
पटना वाला पाटन
Patanwala.
वाला आबिद अली पाटन वाला अरे बाबा अच्छा जी हाँ
Sir,
जी
it's
आबिद अली साहब
Abdeli. It's Abdeli Patanwala, but it's
अब्देली अच्छा I was yeah
yeah.
I'm lost in the alphabets हाँ जी
No, it's
how can I help you
Yeah, so thank you so much for doing this, sir. Sir, I have a question. I'm asking for my sister, who recently got laid off, and she has done like masters in analytics, and then she got into and then she converted for H1B and working for an employer, and she recently got laid off, right? And what we were thinking was to do a masters in AI, since the world is moving towards AI. So we thought that it's better to get upskilled. So my question is that what are the chances of getting the change of status approval for her if she framed the story that she want to do a master's in AI, because her
so
previous
first
master's on
she
analytics.
went from F1 to H1B.
Yeah, she went from F1 to H1B, and right now she is on 60-day grace period.
So first of all, no stories, just tell the truth, whatever the truthful intention is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not in favor of second master's degrees because the government is not in favor of second master's degrees.
I see.
So, first suggestion is to explore seriously a PhD.
I see.
They are making it very, very difficult to get H1B to F1 conversions. You
Mm-hmm.
can try. We got one
Mm-hmm.
last week, but it was quite a fight.
I
Okay.
see.
So you can try, but there is always a possibility that
Mm-hmm.
the F1 could be refused.
I see. And
Uh,
sir, do you think there's enough time? Because we are thinking like the PhD, we don't have enough time. It's like 2 months left.
I don't know. Look around for schools. Some schools may have rolling admissions. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not sure. I have never applied for a PhD, so I'm not sure exactly how it would work. But yeah,
I see. Okay. And if we apply for PhD, then I think the story would be solid, and then
yeah.
there are high chances.
Don't make stories.
I mean story as in like the SOP of
Narrative. You mean yeah? You mean
mm-hmm.
हाँ. अच्छा एक बात और.
Mm-hmm.
One of the and you can double check with the DSO.
Mm-hmm.
You, you should I'm trying to think about, okay, so up to 5 months between your previous status expiring And
Mm-hmm.
student status starting should not be any problem at all.
I see.
तो अभी आप बात करें ना कि कोई सेशन स्टार्ट नहीं हुआ, बट लेट्स से द सेशन इज स्टार्टिंग इन अगस्त, कैन यू
Mm-hmm.
फाइल फॉर इट नाउ? या यू कैन.
I see. Okay. Sounds good.
ठीक है.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much, sir. And we have to file this F1 COS for PhD just before the grace period get expired, right? Even one day before that, it would
I
be.
would say apply as early as you can.
I see. Okay.
All right. All the
Okay.
best, Jim.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Shimpi ji, go ahead.
हेलो राजीव जी।
शिम्पी, ये
थैंक
सच
यू
का
फॉर
नाम,
दिस।
ये सच का नाम है कि शॉर्टेंड है ये?
नहीं, सच का नाम है शिम्पी
सच का
मित्तल।
नाम?
हाँ
What does
जी।
it even mean?
नहीं, कोई मतलब नहीं है, ऐसे ही रख दिया घर वालों ने नाम।
ये आपसे बदला लेने के लिए?
शायद।
No, but it's
एक्चुअली
definitely
मेरा,
unique. I will never
यस,
forget it because it's such a unique name. So tell me, how can I help you?
यू कैन हेल्प मी एक्चुअली रिगार्डिंग माय नेम इटसेल्फ। सो मेरा जो
You
कंसर्न है
want
वो नेम का ही है।
you want to do a name change?
नो नो।
अच्छा.
सो मेरा कंसर्न इज सिंगल नेम है पासपोर्ट पे। इट्स
जी.
जस्ट
वो तो
फर्स्ट नेम
बहुत सारे
शिम्पी।
लोगों का है, आप चिंता मत करो उसकी.
हाँ जी, हाँ जी। तो मेरे ऑल माय प्रीवियस H1 अप्रूवल्स, मेरे अभी पिछले 3 H1 अप्रूवल्स हैं, इंक्लूडिंग फर्स्ट टाइम, देन एक्सटेंशन, देन जॉब ट्रांसफर एंड एवरीथिंग। तो सब में फर्स्ट नेम नो नेम गिवन एंड लास्ट नेम हैज बीन शिम्पी and it has been consistent on my visas, my employment records, license, SSN, everywhere. Even my I-140 that is approved with last name Shimpy, first name no name given. But अभी मेरा currently H1 extension approval आया है. So for some reason my attorneys, they filed it as first name Shimpy, last name LNU. They are saying they added all the alias names, but I'm not sure because I didn't see the filing. So, but the approval is first name Shimpy, last name LNU now, which is matlab, totally different from all my previous documentation. So
Okay.
I wanted your opinion, like what should be the next step. I have talked to,
देखो,
I've, yeah.
फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, बड़े होके आप क्या नाम रखना चाहते हो?
नहीं, अभी नेम चेंज तो कोई प्लान नहीं है, यही नेम
अच्छा.
रहेगा।
If you don't want to change your names and you want your passport and your approvals to be the same,
Yes.
unfortunately, if government makes a mistake, you can correct it without cost. But if we, the lawyers, make a mistake, it can't be corrected without refiling the case.
Oh, it has to be refiled?
Ji.
Okay.
Either that or you wait till the next filing. Now, because the name is unique and it is only one name, I doubt you're going to have any problem entering, exiting, etc. But it's difficult for me to predict. However, if
Okay.
lawyers have made the error, then you can't correct it without cost.
Okay, so I talked to my attorneys. They said that they are not giving me an, exact answer. They say that since it is since this is consistent with your passport, because my passport says first name Shimpi, last name blank, it should be fine. And she said that all she can do is file an inquiry, which is I think $250. But she said that most probably it's going to be denied. I don't know what is that inquiry for. Like,
What
is
is
it?
$250? There's no $250 for an inquiry.
She's saying that they can file an inquiry for a name, something, but
No, wait.
most probably
If they are charging you for their own mistakes, I would have a problem with that.
they would charge my employer, like not me.
I would have a problem with that too, but that's okay.
Okay. Because she's not saying it's a mistake from their end. She's saying
Okay.
that
Well,
this should be
listen,
fine as such.
you must do everything you can to correct it.
Okay, okay,
And that is the way I look at it. All right.
okay. So I should not leave it as such.
I would not.
I should ask them. Okay, okay,
I don't think you're going to have a
okay,
problem, but I would still try everything to correct it. ठीक है?
okay, okay. Even though it matches with my passport, I
Yeah.
should correct it, right?
I mean, if you want to. I mean, if you are okay with
Okay,
it, like I said, it's not a big deal. But
okay.
if you are not okay with it, then get it corrected. It is
My
today.
only issue is because of my I-140, honestly, because in
Uska,
future, when if I...
I don't think you're
Okay.
going to.
Okay. Thank you.
All
Thank you
the
so much.
best. You're welcome.
Thank you. Bye.
Shreya's iPhone. Shreya's iPhone. Daisy Raisinghani.
Yeah, sorry. So apologies. Like I was on and
श्रेया
off the
की
call.
श्रेया की आवाज तो बड़ी भारी भरकम निकली भाई.
Avi, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Okay,
You're
okay,
not
awesome.
Shreya.
I'm Shreyas.
Oh, you are Shreyas. I keep reading Shreya.
Sorry. I think it's
Oh,
an
I'm not wearing
apostrophe.
my glasses, so everything looks the same to me.
Sorry, I think it was just an apostrophe mistake. Yeah. Firstly, thanks a lot, Rajiv, for helping out. I was just laid off actually, last week,
Ji.
and I'm on H1B. I was also supposed to have my extension complete. So my 797 expires somewhere in like September. My visa has already expired last year, September.
You
And
have
I'm trying.
do you have time left on your H1B?
Yeah, I have about another 2.5 years left.
Achha.
Yes.
All right.
So
So what
because I
is
changed jobs and all, they pushed the I-797, right? 1 year.
okay?
So that's what happened
No,
to me.
that's not a problem. As long as in your bag you still have time left on your H1B, how much has been consumed matters, not how many times or in how many chunks.
Okay. Got it. So I think my question is, I'm trying to see two things. One is, if I don't get a job within 60 days, can I move to B1, B2? Because the
Well,
thing is,
we
yeah.
are having difficulties, as you might have heard. But what other choices do we have? That's what I would do.
Okay. That's true. So I mean, I heard within 60 days the transfer has to be filed, right? It's not like it has to be filed many days before 60 days if I
No,
get a
no.
new job.
Within 60 days, if USCIS receives with the LCA your H1B transfer, you are fine and you can start working upon receipt.
Is that receipt, the receipt is good enough, basically?
Yes, sir.
Okay, awesome. And so I'm also considering like an option maybe to, if I have to go back to India, if the B1 B2 is not a good option. And so if I have to come back in the future, so given that my extension is not done, how will that work? Like, can I, let's say if I get an offer.
So you
Yeah.
can use the remaining time anytime you want. Okay. Today, 5 years from today, 10 years from today.
So the company will have to do an extension also, right?
No, any company can do it. It doesn't have to be your
So they have to
company.
do extension as well as transfer together.
Exactly. And that's called H1B remainder option. You can Google that. Remainder option.
Okay. Awesome. Got it. Okay. I think, yeah, that answers like most of my questions, I guess. Yeah, thanks a lot.
All the best, Shreyas. Daisy, you had something to say? Go ahead.
Yeah, hi. I'm with my husband, Sanjeev. We have some question on H1 and H4.
जी.
या सर आई विल एक्सप्लेन हमारा सिचुएशन ऐसा है कि मैं H1 पर हूँ, डेजी बच्चे डिपेंडेंट है। H1 एक्सटेंशन हुआ है 2028 मई तक, वीज़ा स्टैंपिंग नहीं है और मैं इमरजेंसी में ट्रेवल करना है इंडिया। तो हम ये ट्राई कर रहे हैं कि हाउ लॉन्ग, क्वेश्चन इज लाइक हाउ लॉन्ग कैन डेजी एंड डिपेंडेंट्स स्टे हियर so that Daisy can continue her medical treatment and kids can continue their schooling while I am there. I know I cannot come back soon given that there are no appointments. I don't have a visa appointment.
So there is really, I'm not aware of any specific rule that says you can be here 28 days and no longer. Normal rule of thumb is that it shouldn't be too long. Okay. The question is, what is too long? And if you are taking 8 months to give me an appointment, what can I do about it?
Yeah, that's what,
Okay.
sir. Yeah.
And what is the worst case scenario? क्या हो जाएगा? They'll say you're out of status. आपने ये गलत किया, ठीक है, तो जाके वीजा स्टैंप लगवा के आ जाएंगे वापस. Okay. So the answer is, classically nobody knows the answer to this question. It shouldn't be too long, but too long has to be taken in context. That's what I would argue. Would I succeed? I don't know.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Is there like working from India? Is there any guideline or like
Yeah,
legal
just
hurdle?
go to my blog on immigration.com. I have
जी,
written an article on it. I think
अच्छा,
it's about the sixth or seventh one on from the top. I have
okay,
mentioned the regulations which the government doesn't understand. Unfortunately, we are put in the position of spoon feeding their own regulations to them. It's not illegal, it's perfectly legal. Okay.
okay, okay. And
All
so
the best.
no option of third country entry and that cannot be
Well,
followed
you
anyway.
can, but most third countries won't take applications from other people, third country nationals.
Okay, I was just trying to give it a try. Anyways, I'm going to
या
India.
या
Why
ट्राई
not
ट्राई
to?
करने में कोई हर्ज नहीं ना ही कर देंगे ना गोली तो नहीं मार देंगे
हाँ, okay, okay.
ठीक है
जी sir, thank you so much.
यू आर वेलकम जी कविता जी गो हेड कविता
Hi, Rajiv sir. Thank you for the section.
जी
I
जी
have a question about the visiting visa. My mom is here on, her I-94 valid date is up to April 1st. I mean, is it okay if I extend her visa right now?
well I would discourage it. I'll tell you what my problem is.
Mm-hmm.
It's very complicated, but I'll try to explain it to you as best as I can in the time that we have. What
Mm-hmm.
happens is, first of all, if you apply for an extension
Mm-hmm.
and that extension, let's say, is denied, then her visa is automatically cancelled too. Okay. That means she'll have to apply for a new B1, B2 when she comes in again. Okay. And if you want to understand that more, Google INA section 222G.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. INA section 222G. Second problem is if she stays here for 1 year, then she should not come back for 1 year. Typically, they won't allow her back again in 6 months or 3 months or 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if you are okay with those two problems, because even if you apply for a new visa, it's not the end of the world, but it just is the hassle, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I would rather not apply for a B1, B2 extension. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. And one more question.
Mm-hmm.
My husband, he's on H1 visa.
Mm-hmm.
And past 2 years he was in other new employer. My husband, he will explain in detail.
कोई बात नहीं उनसे बात करवा दीजिए.
Yeah, hi, sir.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, how are you? Yeah, thank you for these sessions.
जी.
Yeah. So this is my situation. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 years back, I used to work with one of the employers. Okay. And then he filed for GC process.
Mm-hmm.
And then, and in that process, he applied for PERM. And yeah, due to that time, due to job situation, I had to switch to another employer.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow, my previous employer, he continued that PERM filing. And then, yeah, after like recently, like 2 months back, again, I switched to my previous employer.
Mm-hmm.
And luckily, I got approved PERM. Okay. Now he's trying to apply for I-140. Okay. And then, yeah, I would like to know, like, is it okay to apply for I-140?
Well, you're already working for them. I don't see why not.
Yeah.
I would not consider that to be a rock solid case. There are issues here, especially the fact that you left. And during the I-140, government could raise an issue. Did the company have the capacity to pay you? So it's iffy whether you'll get this approval or not. But is it illegal? No.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, but actually, I got almost like 1.5 year break
Yeah.
because
Well,
because I
I
switched to
have
the
I
employer.
have given you the answer, sir. I have nothing else to add.
Okay.
All the best.
Yeah, thank you so much.
You're welcome. रोहित जी कैसे हो भाई? Rohit, if you are talking, we can't hear you, Rohit. Damsharats, we can't see you either.
No, is this for me or Rohit
नहीं, not Rohit.
Pahuja?
Rohit Pahuja.
Okay.
यार हम हिंदुस्तानियों के नाम ऐसे कंफ्यूजिंग है ना. What can I tell you? Okay, ठीक है रोहित. ऋषि जी, go ahead.
Namaste Rajiv ji.
Namaste,
Thank
sir.
you for hosting these sessions. कैसे हो आप?
मजा मा भाई.
Thank you, Rajivji. Rajivji, I was laid off on the first week of February. I was on H1B. Went ahead and I did file my B1 petition. So currently I do have an employer now. So and they are trying to process my H1B back. So like I'm trying to understand what might be the steps here. So they will go ahead and do a premium processing of my B1, B2 and H1B together, or how is it going to be, Rajuji?
Yeah, we've talked about this pretty much in every conference.
Yeah.
Bottom line is, unless the B2 is approved, H1B cannot be approved within the United States. And under previous administration, if a B2 was pending, H1B was filed premium, they would premium everything. This administration, nobody knows. So the answer is we don't know the answer. Okay.
All right. So, Rajivji, one final question. So, if that is the situation, like, how is it gonna be? Like, if I apply in premium, are they gonna process it together? But I got your answer,
We
but
don't know. Yeah, we don't know. It's just not clear
okay.
because the previous administration had a written policy. These guys don't.
Okay. So, if my B2 is not approved, so what might be the consequences for me? I remember you point out that I'll be going out of status and I have
Yeah,
to
I
pay.
have listened to this conversation. यही इसी call में ना.
Yeah.
Listen to just go through the AI summary feature
Okay.
and listen to it. What happens? It's a long discussion. I can't repeat it.
Okay. Sounds good, Rajiji. Thank you so much.
All the best, Rishiji.
Thank you.
Yogesh Dalal. Yogesh ji, go ahead.
थैंक यू राजीव जी।
Mhm.
सो मेरा केस ये है कि मेरी वाइफ और मैं अभी दोनों H1B वीज़ा पे हैं, लेकिन मेरी वाइफ को शी वांट्स टू ट्रांसफ़र टू H4,
Mhm.
राइट?
Mhm.
And she's also looking for a job. Her grace period will start. And is it possible that we file H1, H4 for like just safe side? And let's say within 60 days, she got a new H1B employer who is
Then you
willing to
withdraw
start.
the H4, sure. Absolutely.
We can.
Mhm.
ओके एंड लेट्स से अगर 60 डेज ग्रेस पीरियड के बाद उनको H1B एम्प्लॉयर मिलता है तो कैन वी
No,
स्टिल विथड्रॉ?
I would ask the H1B employer to premium my case,
ओके।
and I would put a letter in the H1B package itself
हम्म
that if you approve my H1B, I
हम्म
hereby withdraw my H4.
ओके तो
But
लाइक
if you don't approve my H1B with H1B status in the United States, please continue to process my H4.
ठीक है, लेकिन 60 डेज ग्रेस पीरियड के बाद भी दिस सिचुएशन इज
Yeah,
लाइक
that's
वैलिड?
exactly what I would do. All right.
ओके, साउंड्स गुड। थैंक यू राजीव जी।
You're welcome, Ji. All the best.
थैंक यू।
Lisha.
Hi, sir.
Hello, ma'am.
Thankfully, I got a chance to speak with you.
Good, good.
Sir, this is regarding my husband. He's on L1A,
Acha.
and our time is expiring in February next year.
7 years?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And our I-140 is approved from 2024. And the thing is like his attorney said no for the filing of H1 this year, stating कि वो change of status नहीं हो सकता.
Well, no,
And
the bigger problem is not the change of status, because if the 7 years are gone, see, next year तो वैसे भी नहीं कर पाएंगे because there's no time left on for the H1B. So this was the year they should have done it.
yes, sir. We tried to convince them, but this year they said कि H1 में हम eligible ही नहीं है. My husband is
What?
not eligible because they are saying 6 years already pass हो
हाँ, अगर
चुके
तो
हैं.
6 years निकल गए, अगर थोड़ा
हाँ
टाइम
जी,
रहता ना,
हाँ जी, हाँ जी.
then it would have been very convenient. But अगर 6 साल पूरे हो गए, then they are right.
Okay. So, sir, what are the options? Because अभी जो current date है, that is December 2023 for date of filing. And we don't know, like, I have a kid who's 13-year-old.
Well,
So,
first of all, you have my sympathies.
thank you, sir.
Yeah, when they turn 13, monsters arise.
That's true. That's true.
So, um, I I don't see any clear-cut bright line options, Dishaji.
Okay.
One of the options you have, and I don't know if this works for you,
Mhm.
is to go back to any other country outside the US for 1 year, And
Okay.
then you have 7 years of L1A again.
Okay. Yes, sir. That is the option जो attorney से भी हमने पूछा that we might go to Canada or shift back to India.
Yeah.
Do 1 year gap and then come back. But I have one question. Meanwhile, अगर हमारी date current हो जाती है,
You can't come back to just to apply adjustment of status. You have to
okay.
be in status to apply for adjustment of
और
status.
अगर हम counselor processing में करते
हाँ,
हैं
कर
तो
सकते हैं, कर सकते हैं. So
so
you can convert your green card to consular processing,
mhm.
but उसमें बहुत टाइम लगता है, जरा ध्यान से करना उसको.
Okay, okay. So the better option is कि अगर by in case
नहीं
नहीं
कर लो,
होती कर
because you can always convert back to adjustment if you come back.
oh
That's very
oh
easy. That's very quick.
oh
That's
so
isn't
while that is processing और हम अगर L1 पे वापस आते हैं तो we can convert it
just
to
file. Yeah, you just file your adjustment of status. That's it. You don't have to do anything.
oh
See, converting from adjustment to counselor is a long process.
okay
Converting from counselor to adjustment is just filing the forms.
oh that's good, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, okay.
All
Thank you
right.
so much, sir. Thank you
You're
so
welcome.
much.
All right. Take care.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anirudh ji, go ahead. Anirudh.
Hello.
हाँ जी.
Hello, Rajiv ji. Very good afternoon, I think
Good
so.
afternoon ji.
Nice. Thank you for the sessions.
Of course.
Just a second, sir. Sir,
Mhm.
the thing is that, oh my God.
Yeah.
Presently, I am on H1B and
जी.
my I-140 is approved
जी.
and my priority date is 2018.
Mhm.
And unfortunately, I lost my job in February,
Mhm.
the second week, and my grace period is till next month, April.
Okay.
So my question is that I have multiple opportunities aligning now.
Mhm.
Like if I do a H1B transfer to an employer, when the
Mhm.
petition is pending, if I got another job,
Mhm.
can I move to the employer B
Yeah,
or should the?
I want you to Google H1B bridge petitions.
Oh, okay.
So what happens is if you are with employer X, okay,
Hmm,
and employer Y applies for your transfer,
okay.
okay, then employer Z applies for your transfer, Z for Z, uh,
Okay.
and you are still with X.
Oh, okay.
You don't need a bridge. You can join either one of the employers. But if
Okay.
you apply through X,
Hmm.
or you are working with X, Y applied
Uh,
and you joined Y with the receipt.
yeah. Okay.
Now employer Z applied for you. The problem is unless Y is approved, Z will not be approved.
Oh, okay.
There's a bridge needed. So Google that, you will understand it better.
Yeah. And one more question, see,
Mhm.
like I don't have any confirmation from my the interviews,
Mhm.
but I already done my master's years, like Master of Engineering.
Mhm.
Now I got an admission for MBA.
Okay.
So for just to be in safe case, if I want to change to the F1,
Mhm.
so is there an issue or I need to go to the PhD
Yeah, they
program?
are they are creating a lot of problems for F1 conversions. You can try because if they deny it, you are still H1B. So, and
Oh,
also
okay.
on H1B, you can simultaneously go to school also.
Yeah, okay, okay, I got it. Okay.
All right.
So if there is a application pending with H1 to F1, if I get a job offer, then after grace period,
Mhm.
can the employee transfer to
But
H1B?
that's a long story. I can't really, I have discussed this many
Uh,
times. It's the same as B1, B2 pending, same
oh,
issue.
okay.
Just listen to the
So
discussion.
first I need to get F1 approved and then
Exactly.
after
Exactly.
that. Thank you,
The
Raji.
only
Thank you.
difference, Anirudhji, between B1, B2, and F1 is you can premium process an F1. You can't premium process a B1, B2.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. And you can premium process even a pending F1. Let's say
Oh,
you
okay, okay.
filed it normal, but then you got a job offer, you want to premium your F1. Okay.
Oh, okay, okay. Thank
All
you,
right.
sir. Thank you
All
very
the
much.
best
Thank
to
you
you.
for clearing that.
You're welcome. Santosh's iPhone.
Hello,
Santoshji,
sir.
why is it Santosh's iPhone 2?
I have no idea. It's automatic, I guess.
Acha, are you trying to impress people? I have multiple iPhones.
No, no.
How can I help you? Tell me.
Sir, so this is the classic H1B laid off and
Mhm.
B2 applied case.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
my I found two jobs.
Mhm.
The first one is a contract. The second one is a full-time, much better opportunity. The
Okay.
first guy went ahead and filed the I-129,
Mhm.
and he received a NOID on H1B, and I received a NOID on B2 as
Mhm.
well.
Mhm.
So the NOID wording of H1B says prove that he has been maintaining status when
Right.
you applied
Mhm.
for this petition. It doesn't say wait until B1 is approved. Oh,
Well,
sorry, B2 is
it
approved.
says you have to maintain status when applied or when the adjudication is made.
At the time of filing.
Yeah,
It
at
says
the time
at
of
the
filing or
time.
at the time of adjudication. Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Same RFP. Yeah.
So my thought process is that you know, without responding to the NOID on B2,
Mhm.
just have them reply to H1B and see what happens, because I have 30 days,
Mhm.
which will be April 15th or something like that.
No,
April
that's not
11th.
that's not gonna work.
So you think I should respond to NOID first in the B2 and then only
Yeah.
apply for H1B?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Now, one last question, sorry.
Mhm.
Can the employer too also file an H1B
You
or?
have the same problem. You can have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 apply. Same problem. Got to have status.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
All the best. Ji. K as in kite.
Hi sir, my name is Khyati and I have spoke with you couple of times. So I have a classic situation of H1B to B2.
Mhm.
I applied for B2 in October 7th and I asked for the timeline from October 7th to April 6th, which is about to conclude. So in meanwhile, I found a new employer who has already applied for H1B with a premier processing and they have also acknowledged the my B2 case. And within applying the H1B premium, the very next day I received an RFE on my B2
Mhm.
asking why 60-day time was not enough and you require more time. So we have to respond to that. So my question is that does that means my H1B on hold and what are the chances of approval or rejections?
Chances of rejection are high if B2 is not approved. Government can, usually they don't hold it. They just send you an RFE, prove that you are maintaining status. And if you're not able to respond with the proof within the time given, they will simply deny. But chances of approval are zero without B2 being approved.
No, my question is what are the chances of B2 approval?
Yeah, that I don't know. Like I told you, I'm fighting a couple of them right now. We'll see.
Okay, okay. So that does that means if it get rejected, I have to leave US
Yes.
immediately? Is there anything I can do?
Yeah, no, you'll have to leave. You can file a lawsuit against the government. I mean, because they are denying so many people and so unjustly. I think there is a. And today I referred somebody to a litigator. I gave her some pointers, and
Mm-hmm.
she's going to talk to one of the litigators. See, because you can do a group lawsuit against the government. Their interpretation is absolute nonsense.
Okay, so if this thing happens, can I come back to you and I can do a lawsuit with your
I'll
firm? Are
have to.
you free?
No, I don't have time to do everything that I want to, including lawsuits. I am so busy with our transactional practice, but I can refer you to somebody.
All right, then I will connect if something happens, or I will somehow come back to you and update anything on my case if it can help somebody.
Well, I hope you call me back and say it's been approved.
I wish you, sir. Thank you so much
All
for
the
your
best.
service.
All the best, Kathy ji.
Bye.
Take care. Bye bye. साई अमरनाथ जी क्या चल रहा है भाई?
Hi, sir. Thank you for doing this.
Of course.
Yeah, I was on H1B, laid off, and then applied change of status to F1.
Mhm.
So this is my second master's. Previously, I had MS in CS.
Mhm.
Now applied to MBA in IT management.
Mhm.
I received RFE. The RFE is for mainly on three reasons: reason for returning to school,
Mhm.
proof of US addresses, and also
Proof
I'm
of
not
ties to India.
sorry.
Proof of
Yes,
ties
yes.
to India. Mhm.
So I just want to explain or in a smaller way that how I'm narrating my answers, and then you can provide some suggestions or like any better ways I can do.
Okay.
Um, so for reason for returning of school, I'm explaining that my ultimate goal is to move to India and work as software development manager.
Mhm.
Um, while in US, I completed in MS in CS and then moved to H1B, and I did work as an individual contributor as a software developer. Because my long-term goal is to
Yeah,
become a
don't read the
manager.
whole thing to me. Bottom line, batao.
Okay. Yeah. So my long-term goal is to become a manager. I need some
I
manage.
mean, I think if that is the truth, then that is the truth. So
Yes. Yeah. That's what the first thing. A proof of address. I have like published all the send them all the address proofs and everything I have. For residency abroad, I got a letter from my parents saying that
yeah,
I'm
you can also give them a copy of their Aadhaar cards and PAN
yes.
cards and ration cards.
Okay, and also provided mine. I also have like an loan for a home construction. I'm saying that that is the home I want to go there and settle. But I'm just using this as a educational purpose and like a short-term temporary residence. Um, so in case um, are there like any
नहीं
is it
देखिए ऐसा है ना अमरनाथ जी
sir?
that you can only give the facts that you have. You can't make things up. जो है वो है तो फिर देखते हैं क्या क्या कहते हैं वो लोग.
Okay,
All right.
yeah.
All
Um,
the best.
Now can I change to PhD now after receiving RFE?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So
Because
sticking to my own story and proving them this is the case is the best option.
that's what I see.
Okay, sir. I'll keep you updated on the outcome.
All the best.
Yeah, thank you.
Maitreya ji, go ahead. Maitreya. Maitreya. Rohit ji, are you done? Rohit Pahuja?
Yes, Rajiv ji, can you hear me?
हाँ हाँ हाँ, क्या चल रहा है बताइए.
सर बहुत बढ़िया सर। अगर मेरा केस आपको याद हो तो बहुत अच्छी बात है, नहीं याद हो तो भी कोई बात नहीं।
याद करा दो.
बट सर वो H1B से B2 वाला मैंने आपसे पर्सनल कंसल्टेशन भी ली थी, और लास्ट वीक जो मैंने आपको बताया था कि मुझे ग्रेस पीरियड से पहले ऑफर मिल गया था, बट मैंने वो मेंशन नहीं करा था अपनी B2 की एप्लीकेशन में।
राइट.
तो 13 मार्च को मेरे एम्प्लॉयर ने प्रीमियम प्रोसेसिंग कर दी थी H1B की, तो मुझे कल ही RFE आ गई, लाइक विद इन 4 डेज एक्शन हो गया। तो B2 पे भी RFE आ गई, H1B पे भी RFE आ गई। H1B की RFE मेरे को पता नहीं है कि क्या आई है, क्योंकि अभी एम्प्लॉयर ने शेयर नहीं करा।
वो स्टेटस का ही होगा और तो क्या होगा.
हाँ, स्टेटस का ही होगा मोस्ट प्रोबब्ली। और B2 की जो RFE आई है वो 3 चीजों पे आई है। एक आई है
It's not
कि
appropriate activity to look for a job.
नो 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 नो, ये नहीं आई रेजिडेंस अब्रॉड। और सर रेजिडेंस अब्रॉड की जो उन्होंने भेजी है वो उन्होंने दे स्टेटेड मी एज एन F1 स्टूडेंट, सो माइट भी उन्होंने कॉपी पेस्ट करा है।
हाँ वो कॉपी
क्यों-
पेस्ट करा, उनसे बोल दो कि यार आपने गलत कर दिया.
और
डोंट.
इंटेंट टू डिपार्ट यूएस की आई है सर। मैंने यूनाइटेड एयरलाइंस की टिकट लगाई है, और
राइट.
उन्होंने वो एक्नॉलेज भी किया RFE में, बट उन्होंने फिर बोला है कि अपने अरेंजमेंट्स शो करो, या विच कैन इंक्लूड सम ट्रांसपोर्टेशन अरेंजमेंट और एयरलाइन टिकट। तो
ठीक.
ये भी सर एक फालतू का उन्होंने
हाँ
भेजा है
दोबारा
मुझे।
दोबारा दे देना कि भाई अक्ल
हाँ
के अंधों.
सर, जो मेन उन्होंने भेजा है मुझे सबसे लंबा चौड़ा, वो भेजा है रीजन फॉर चेंज ऑफ स्टेटस।
हम्म,
तो उन्होंने बोला है कि आपने बोला है अपने उसमें स्टेटमेंट में कि आपने पर्सनल अफेयर्स रैप अप करने हैं,
हम्म,
जो कि B2 परमिसेबल एक्टिविटी नहीं है। और क्योंकि हमने 13 मार्च को तुम्हारी I-129 पिटीशन देखी है, तो इट क्रिएट्स एन इनकंसिस्टेंसी इन द रिकॉर्ड एंड कॉल्स इनटू क्वेश्चन योर स्टेटेड रीजन फॉर द चेंज ऑफ स्टेटस रिक्वेस्ट।
हम्म,
तो उन्होंने मुझसे डिटेल लेटर मांगा है,
हम्म.
explaining the specific arrangements I intend and I have already made to conclude my stay in US।
हम्म.
और एग्जाम्पल्स
So
उन्होंने दिए
let
हैं
your
कि
lawyers do some homework. So they should be able to respond to it because the government's position is quite, in my view, indefensible. गलत बोल रहे हैं वो लोग.
हाँ, तो और उन्होंने एक्चुअली RFE में ये भी बोला है कि वी डू एक्नॉलेज दैट वेब पेज यू रेफरेंस,
Yeah.
बस बट वी आर्काइव दिस ऑन January
Yeah,
24
but archive में
2025।
लिखा है it's being archived because it's outdated. Outdated का मतलब क्या है? Regulations have not changed. And then you say on top of that, some of this information may still be useful. That does not give us any notice.
उन्होंने बोला है कि उन्होंने बोला इट इज नॉट एक्यूरेट RFE में। और
What is not accurate?
मैं ये सोच रहा हूँ कि सर अपने लॉयर के साथ, अपने एम्प्लॉयर के साथ काम करके मैं ये चीज का प्रूफ डालूं कि ग्रेस पीरियड से पहले ही मुझे ऑफर मिल गया था, और मैंने
No,
अपने
no,
पेंडिंग
be
B2 स्टार्ट।
careful. Be careful with that. जो जो चीज़ अभी आपने अभी तक आर्ग्यू नहीं करा, नई चीज़ क्यों आर्ग्यू करते हो? Argue
हाँ
the case
मतलब
that you already have.
हाँ मतलब ये आया है, और सर मैंने आपकी टीम को कांटेक्ट करा है रिगार्डिंग माय B2 केस,
आज तो
बिकॉज
उनका दिमाग खराब हो रखा होगा, बिकॉज टुडे वाज द डेडलाइन फॉर द H1B फाइलिंग्स. तो कल
बट
से थोड़ा होश आ जाएगा सबको. दे
हाँ
माइट बी गेटिंग
हाँ
बैक
सर,
ऑन.
अगर हो सके तो प्लीज, मैंने आपकी टीम को भी ईमेल करा है,
हाँ,
मेरी
वो एना को कर
पुरानी
देना
ईमेल
ईमेल.
थ्रेड में भी।
जस्ट टेल एना टू टॉक टू मी. आई विल सी व्हाट आई कैन डू. ठीक है.
ठीक है सर, ठीक है सर, बट हाँ सर, मेरा थैंक गॉड सर मुझे नॉइड नहीं आया, और मुझे और
ओह.
वो चीजें नहीं आई। मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है कि ये वर्क हो सकता है, तो लेट्स सी।
चलो, we'll see. ठीक है.
ठीक है सर, आई हैव कॉन्टैक्टेड योर टीम एंड विल मीट अगेन।
Sounds good. Take care. Bye bye.
थैंक यू सर, बाय।
मैत्रेय जी, go ahead. इनका ऑडियो का फिर हो गया प्रॉब्लम. मैत्रेय, हेलो. मैत्रेय, that sucks. Okay, Maitreya, whenever you can connect, just call out. Mohit ji, go ahead. Mohit ji.
Sir,
Ji.
sorry to come back again. It's
Huh.
earlier because for my cousin, he left the previous employer.
Okay.
You said it will be a question of continuing employment, why he left or something like that. But typically, they call this as a future position, right? So, do
No,
you
it's
think
not
there is?
that simple. My answer is still the same. Okay.
Oh, okay. So, if a new employer or the current employer files, then we can do the portability of the date, right?
Yeah, date
After
can be
the PERM.
ported because I-140 is approved, and I'm assuming it was approved on or after January 17, 2017.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
So
no.
then there is no
No,
issue. He
no,
keeps
no.
the
It
date
was no, the date is actually October 14,
of which year?
2014.
2014. But it stayed approved. Nobody revoked it till 2017, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, as
Instead
long
of
as it
no.
stayed unrevoked on or after January 17, 2017, that's when the law changed. Now he keeps his priority date. There's no question about that.
What law changed, sir, in 17?
छोड़ना यार. इतना याद
Okay.
रखो. इतना याद
Sorry,
रखो.
sorry.
From
Yeah,
January
yeah.
17, 2017, the regulations became clear. If your I-140 is approved, you keep the priority date even if the
Okay, the
employer
priority date.
revokes the
As
order.
as long as okay, even the employer revoked it.
Yeah.
If the employer revoked it, can he still file it again, activating it or something
Yeah,
like
they
that, or
can.
no?
They can.
Oh, they can. Okay.
Mhm. Right.
So so in same continuation to that is like if a new employer files, we will put the date,
Yeah, they have
but
to start from the beginning.
yeah,
But they can,
should we be employed with that new company or
it can
no?
still be filed as a future job. But why would anybody file for a future job? I mean, that's very unlikely unless your cousin is extremely well qualified.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Thank you, sir. Okay.
All the best. Maitreya ji, go ahead, Maitreya. Maitreya. Arey Baba. Sorry, man. Can't hear you. Shreyas ji, go ahead. क्या हो गया? Shreyas? Oh,
Thanks.
हाँ जी.
Question.
जी.
Actually, in my case, right, the layoff was it was more like kind of wrongful termination, but I don't know if it fully falls under wrongful. But I have been raising like workplace concerns due to like some crazy politics played by my manager. So I raised it, and so it's a big company. It's a Fortune 500 company to the HR and all that. But HR did not take any action. She said she will because somehow she was also involved in this whole thing. So and then like even before like I got my evaluation, after that also I raised a kind of like retaliation risk to the HRs, but the actual HR who was involved never joined the call or the termination. So it kind of became like really crazy. And it took me by surprise that they terminated 15 days after like the evaluation, and because it was never addressed like the actual problem from the last like 4 or 5 months. I don't know
And
if should
so
I go ahead or not.
what is your argument? It's a wrongful termination.
I mean, yeah, that is my argument. Yes, but
Yeah, that's
but
a
wrongful termination comes under like discrimination, harassment, and all that, right?
you have to talk with a labor lawyer, employment lawyer, who can guide you in the process. If they say indeed it's a wrongful termination or some discrimination or something like that, you could have some extra options. Otherwise, you're stuck. It's just like everybody else.
Yeah, got it. Makes sense. Makes sense. Okay. Yeah. Thanks.
All
Thanks
the
for that.
best, Jim.
And just one more thing, like on so B1 B2, right? Like right now, the chances of approval are almost zero. You said. What are the chances? Just one last, because I really want to
Well,
carefully evaluate.
if the previous status is not approved under this administration, close to zero, unless you take them to court.
For every case,
What do you mean for every case?
like for okay, it's zero for everyone, pretty much, right? Like no,
Yeah,
there's
zero
it's
for
not like
everyone. Yeah, I think people should get together and start filing lawsuits.
hard. Okay,
Yeah.
but that might take a while, right? So,
No, lawsuits are pretty quick.
oh, is it? Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Got it.
hopefully
I think maybe
judge
in the
Khanna.
next call, you might have an update because you said you have two people whom you're fighting currently.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, I think we have some pretty good arguments. We'll see what happens.
Got it. I'll join the next call to follow an update. Thanks a lot.
Of
Appreciate
course.
it.
All the best, Ji. Maitreya ji, I see your posting. It is similar to H1B change of status. Decision is pending 5 months. If I plan to switch to F1, yeah, I don't think it's gonna get approved, sir. Because first of all, they are going to ask for a detailed reason. Why do you want to change to F1? If you pass that, then they'll say, are you maintaining status? Pending status is not maintaining status. So very small chance. Okay. Shrey Parth, Shreyji, go ahead.
Hi, sir. Can you hear me?
I can. Go ahead.
Thank you for doing this. So my question is, my H1B, like the final, the second basically quarter of it is expiring in January 28. I just had to change company in March because my previous company had layoffs and they never were able to start perm for me. So this company has actually getting started with it with the PWD stage. So my question is like, I know about like this the perm needs the 9089 needs to be filed like for before 365 days to get like continued 1 year extensions. But just in case we get past that time, like what would be my options? One thing I have is like my wife's I-140 process just got started, so in premium, so probably she'll
Well,
have it
you
in the
could
next.
look if you run out of H1
Mhm,
and your perm is going on, you could convert to H4, stop working if you don't have EAD, stop working. And
mhm.
the moment you become eligible to get an H1B extension, you can jump back by doing a change of status.
Okay. And I guess the other, as some people were talking about, is like uh, combining H4 and H4 EAD application and hope for that to be
Yeah,
approved on this.
that's of course that you can do, but you can always have a gap in your H1B and jump back once you become eligible for extension.
But that could be like somewhere around 1 year as well, right? The
I
gap.
don't know the answer. That depends on your timelines, but yeah.
hmm And one another question I had is like, so a couple of months were added to my final NIV date using reCAPTCHA. So if I kind of spend like 2 months around this year and sometime next year, would that be considered in my 9089 filing?
9089 तो नहीं, लेकिन you can do an H1B extension for that time.
Okay,
All right.
got it. Okay, thank you,
All the
sir.
best, G. All right. Take care, guys. We've been doing this for about 3 hours now, so I'll see you guys next Thursday. Hopefully, I still have the stamina. So I'll see you. Best of luck, everyone.